Test 1 2. Check check. Check 1 2. Testing 1 2 3. Check check. You good? Check and check 1 2. McGuffey Sports Network, powered by Air 8 Sports Shop, carried on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Okay.
Check check 1 2. Check check 1 2. McGuffey Sports Network, carried on the Trib Live
This webcast presentation of the McGuffey Sports Network will begin in 5 minutes. This webcast presentation of the McGuffey Sports Network will begin in 4 minutes. This webcast presentation of the McGuffey Sports Network will begin in 3 minutes. This webcast presentation of the McGuffey Sports Network will begin in 2 minutes. This webcast presentation of the McGuffey Sports Network will begin in 1 minute. This webcast presentation of the McGuffey Sports Network will begin in 30 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
This is the Trib Live High School Sports Network, the official streaming partner of the WPIAL, featuring exclusive coverage of all playoffs and championships. Stretching across 10 counties, 2,000 broadcasts a year, live and forever archived. Trib, hssn.triblive.com.
You are listening to the McGuffey Sports Network, the voice of the Highlanders.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Cougar Stadium on the campus of Charleroi High School for tonight's presentation of the McGuffey Sports Network, powered by Air Raid Sports Shop and carried on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. I'm Rusty Pettit alongside Mr. Zach Waters and Mr. Kevin Robinson here in the booth, and we are happy to bring you McGuffey High School football tonight. Century Conference matchup between your McGuffey Highlanders and the Cougars of Charleroi here on the road down I-70. Good evening, Zach.
Good evening, Rusty. Hey, it's great to be here. A little bit chilly tonight. Temperatures in the upper 50s. That's probably where we're going to be at kickoff. It's a little bit overcast outside, but that only means one thing. It's October.
Yeah.
And it's prime time for high school football on Friday nights. I mean, this is the best time of the year. Forget September. Forget the dog days of August. The month of October is where everything starts to come together. You start to hit the thick of the season a little bit, and everything you worked for in camp and two-a-days in the first couple parts of the season now, you really start to mold into trying to push to get into the playoffs.
Yeah, McGuffey comes into this game 4-2. They're right in the postseason mix in the conference. They're 2-1 after that heartbreaking loss last week to Stowe Rocks at home on homecoming. 6-0 the score of that game, and it was a tough one. McGuffey had their shots. They, in fact, had the ball with the first and goal with less than 2 minutes remaining, had the turnover, almost got a gift by Stowe Rocks, almost giving them the ball back after that with about a minute left, but just too little too late. They're not able to put one on the board last week, and this is a McGuffey offense that going into last week's game has averaged 45 points per game in their first 5 contests. Last week got shut out for the first time all season.
Yeah, and that's not something you see out of a McGuffey team, especially with Ed Dalton at helm. I mean, granted, Stowe Rocks is one of the tougher teams in the Old Century Conference, but I mean, this was another consistent time for Stowe Rocks. They allowed a total of 7 points in at least 3 straight wins for them, and I mean they continued that by defeating McGuffey last week 6-0, and I think that was just a little bit of a mishap for the Highlanders because defensively, and I was talking with one of the assistant coaches, Ron Perry, over in the booth here before we went on the air, and he even told me the game was won in the trenches up front, and defensively for McGuffey, that was the most physical game, and he agreed with me, that he and I had both ever seen out of this McGuffey team. I mean, they were playing smash-mouth, in-your-face football, and with this Charleroi team, with where they stand in the standings right now, I mean, this isn't a team you wouldn't want to take lightly, but still, defensively for McGuffey, they need to come out with the same intensity defensively tonight as they did last week. Offensively, on the flip side of the ball, they really hopefully fine-tune their offense in practice and really focus on some of the fundamentals and some of the key essential points. Ball security is one of them. I mean, we saw McGuffey fumble twice inside the 10, and that really made the game, and it broke it for McGuffey because that could have been a completely different outcome last week had they not fumbled inside the red zone, not once, but twice.
Absolutely. Those 2 turnovers did cost them the game, and it was one of those games where you knew going in you kind of had to play mistake-free football if you were McGuffey. They did what they wanted to do from a large standpoint, from the controlling the clock and having the long offensive drives. This week, I expect to see McGuffey open it up a little bit more on offense today. We've seen, we saw a glimpse of this early on in the season where they would almost go 50-50 run pass at times, and I would expect to see Philip McEwen get outside the pocket and try to look downfield for some of his receivers today, because this is a team that has in Charleroi has given up a lot more points. You had mentioned Stowe Rock stingy on defense. Not so much the case so far with Charleroi on the year. They are coming in on the season 1-4. That one win was a win against Jeanette 2 weeks ago. and they won that game 24-20. But the other games, they've been shut out in 3 of the 4 other contests. And the one game that they didn't get shut out on, they lost 82-7 to Stowe Rocks. And this McGuffey team looking to bounce back. They have a good opportunity to do it today on the road here and get a conference win, a much-needed conference win, as we wind down and get closer to the postseason. They're out there doing the official coin toss right now at the 50-yard line. You get captains for both teams out there.
I have them all written down.
And we'll try to grab whatever the result of this is. But either way, they'll do the ceremonial one as we get closer to kickoff. Tonight, once again, we are at Charleroi on the road. Next week, we're back at home against Keystone Oaks, another conference matchup. Tonight, though, on the road down I-70. So if you couldn't make it tonight, hopefully you'll join us. McGuffeysports.com. You can watch or listen. If you want to listen because you're in the car, maybe you're driving, don't have an opportunity to watch, click the Listen Live button that's always been there on the left side of the homepage. On the right side now, the new feature this year, we're happy to present video coverage of all your McGuffey football games this fall, and that is on the Watch Live button. You're listening to the McKean Plumbing and Heating pregame show here on the McGuffey Sports Network, powered by ARH Sports Shop and care of the Trib Live High School Sports Network. We'll be right back after this.
Hi everyone, Zach Waters from the McGuffey Sports Network. Whenever your home or business decides to give you a headache, turn to the experts you can trust at McKean Plumbing and Heating, located at 468 West Chestnut Street in Washington, and is your source for plumbing, heating, electrical, and air conditioning. Whether it's a job for the do-it-yourselfer, a routine service call, or an installation, let the experienced staff assist with your needs. Call them at 724-225-6260 or stop in and visit them Monday through Fridays 8 to 6 and Saturdays 8 to 4. Plumbing, heating, electrical, or air conditioning, answer McKean. PA 9085.
Hunters, it's almost that time of year again. And when gearing up for your next hunt, visit ARH Sports Shop. ARH Sports Shop has proudly served the tri-state area as your local sportsman store for over 25 years. Locally owned and operated, they specialize in new and gently used shotguns, handguns, and rifles. Instead of waiting in long lines at major big box stores, purchase your hunting license from ARH with fast, friendly service. For more information, visit their website at arhsportshop.com or visit them at 4174 Route 40 in Claysville across from Sunset Beach. Open Monday through Friday 10 to 5 and Saturdays noon to 4. ARH Sports Shop, a proud supporter of McGuffey Athletics.
Cold weather wreaks havoc on your vehicles. Dead batteries, flat tires, or simply locked out? Call McAdoo's Towing and Crane Services. McAdoo's offers roadside services, including fuel delivery, lockout assistance, jump starts, and tire changes, including 24-hour towing, recovery, hauling services for vehicles and loads of all sizes. Need crane service? No problem. McAdoo's is capable of 24-hour crane service and assistance with a fleet of 8 cranes. A family-owned and operated company since 1965. Why call just anyone when you can call a family you can trust? 724-484-7300. McAdoo's Towing and Crane Services. Their business is picking up.
Welcome back to Cougar Stadium here on the campus of Charleroi High School. With once again tonight's matchup, 7 o'clock kickoff between your McGuffey Highlanders on the road taking on the Cougars of Charleroi. And as you might, if you're watching, you might have seen Zach playing with his new toy here that Kevin brought him. It's like Christmas morning here in October. We have the Telestrator, and Zach's getting familiar with us, testing it out here pregame. And there you go.
If you see a happy face, retweet us at McGuffey Sports and just retweet back with a happy face. I know my artistic skills are not of that of Pablo Picasso, but I mean, what you see is what you get.
Well, good thing we don't pay you for your artwork, right?
Thank goodness. But you play me for my plumbing, though,
That's
which is
true.
what I like.
That's right. Yes, and you are listening to the McKean Plumbing and Heating pregame show here on the McGuffey Sports Network. We did have the captains out there for the official coin toss, and we'll get you who is going to be kicking and receiving. The Charleroi marching band making their way across the back side of the stadium there, over on the far side by the track. You had mentioned it's October. This is the first week driving around southwestern PA. I noticed the big changes in the leaves and everything starting to get really pretty outside, and it's been, just as you mentioned, great time for football. This is cool enough, not cold. It's these couple weeks that you really got to savor, because by the end of the month, it could be pretty cold. I mean, we've had some late October and early November playoff games even, where it's been downright frigid, and it didn't matter if you were in a press box or not. It was cold, and so I personally am going to enjoy tonight's moderate moderately cool weather.
Yeah, I mean, it's still the type of weather where you're still maybe able to sleep with the window cracked, or in my case, you just whip it open, wide open, and you put the fan on a little bit just to kind of keep it nice and cool. But no, it's just a very pretty time of year, too, even just to kind of watch the changing of the seasons, even with the leaves, and that's definitely a strong indication. And hopefully making a playoff run this year, we can continue with these cool to moderate temperatures. However, Mother Nature might have some surprises in store. I might think.
Yeah,
it wouldn't be shocking to see some early November or potential late October, and I hate to even say this, but snow.
Yeah,
I
bite
had to
your
say it
tongue.
silently.
Bite your tongue. Yeah. Bite your tongue. But yeah, we're gonna give you those standings right now in the Century Conference. Stowe Rocks, with that win over McGuffey last week, stands alone at 3-0. They've got a big one tonight. The big matchup in the conference tonight is Stowe Rocks Wash High, and they where is that game? Is that at Wash High, or is that one at? I can tell you here real quick. So Wash High is at Stowe Rocks tonight. So up in McKees Rocks, and that's going to be one heck of a game. Those two teams like to do a lot of the same things. They like to spread around on offense. They've got some big boys in the trenches. We saw Stowe Rocks last week. We'll see Wash Highs at the end of the season. So yeah, I'm very curious to keep an eye on that score as we go throughout the night. But anyways, to get back to the standings, they stand at the top 3-0. Washington behind them 2-0. And then you've got McGuffey and Keystone Oaks tied at 2-1. So that's why these games are so important right now. Keystone Oaks, we'll see them next week. That game's going to be huge. Then they have the non-conference game against South Park, and then a couple to wrap up the year. But they're going to do the national anthem here. We'll get you set up for the kickoff right after this, after we take a step away on the McKean Plumbing and Heating pregame show, and then we'll be right back here on the McGuffey Sports Network, powered by Air Raid Sports Shop, carried on the Triple Life High School Sports Network.
Highlanders Nation, looking for that perfect piece of clothing to showcase your McGuffey spirit? Look no further than Fanatic Impressions at 166 South Main Street in Washington. Fanatic Impressions offers a wide variety of sporting goods, athletic apparel, and school spirit gear. Have an event coming up? Fanatic Impressions offers custom bulk screen printing and promotional product printing to help make your team, event, wedding, or business all the more personal. Open Monday through Saturday. Fanatic Impressions at 166 South Main Street in Washington.
Highlander fans, let's face it, nobody enjoys when their vehicle needs service work. So let the trusted professionals at Route 40 Auto ease your worries. It's quality service and diagnostics with a hometown feel, offering brakes, exhaust, tune-ups, engine repair, transmission repair, suspension repair, and regular maintenance for your vehicle. Maybe it's as simple as an oil change or as pesky as a state and emission test. Call Route 40 Auto at 724-4840 or stop in at 150 Route 40 West in West Alexander.
Your home for Highlanders football all season long. You're listening to the McGuffey Sports Network, powered by ARH Sports Shop.
Looking for beautiful yet gently used items for your home, apartment, or office? Then visit the Back Lot, located at 840 Race Street in Washington. The Back Lot, formerly known as Badillions, has proudly served the Washington County area for over 50 years. They offer a wide variety selection of furniture, appliances, home furnishings, college dorm supplies, antiques, and sporting goods. With their ever-changing selection of amazing finds and great savings, any item purchased can be brought home the same day, saving you more than you ever could imagine. Like them on Facebook or call them at 724-705-7662. The Back Lot. No thrills, just deals. Something for everyone.
Jim Murray's Auto Service, located at 122 East Railroad Street in Washington, offers full auto repair, state inspection, emissions, brakes, alignment, tune-ups, oil changes, whatever ails your car or truck. Jim and his qualified team of mechanics can diagnose your vehicle issues and get you back on the road in no time. At Jim Murray's, you're not a service number. Jim takes the time to discuss your auto repair one-on-one before the work is started. Give Jim a call, 724-222-1350. Jim Murray's, professional service with personal small-town treatment.
Are you planning a holiday but need some assistance? Might be confusing, but here's a solution. Sky's the Limit Travel. Since 2014, Sky's the Limit Travel has been guiding travelers to their vacation destination. Whether it's a family or group vacation, luxurious or romantic getaway, Sky's the Limit Travel is happy to assist. Also specializing in cruises and all-inclusive resorts. Sky's the Limit Travel offers destination guides for the perfect vacation getaway. For more information, visit their website at skyslimittravel.net or call them at
413-3182. Sky's the limit travel. Lose yourself in the Caribbean. A Travelers Planner International affiliate.
Welcome back to Cougar Stadium. And the Charleroi Marching Band out on the field right now. Just finished the national anthem. Now playing the Charleroi alma mater. And to wrap up those standings, I told you Stowe Rocks, Wash High, Keystone Oaks, McGuffey make out the top four. But then you've got Charleroi, Brentwood, and Waynesburg that haven't won any conference matchups yet. So much as we talk about McGuffey wanting to get back on the right track, this is a hungry Cougar football team that is really looking to get a win in conference this year. They just got that one win against Jeanette a few weeks ago, non-conference play. And Zach, this is a team that they seem to be hot or cold. Like there's no lukewarm with Charleroi. They're either really quality football team, or it just seems like they're just completely rebuilding. And this year so far looks like one of those rebuilding years.
And it's difficult, especially at the high school level, whenever you have to say the word rebuilding. I mean, but every team, doesn't matter if it's single way all the way up through 6A, you're going to have those years where you are going to be kind of in the middle for that matter. I mean, there have been times throughout Charleroi season where they've been able to establish some great drives and they've been able to put a couple points up on the board. Their defense also would make some pretty great stops. But at the same time, I don't know if it's just a lack of I don't want to say talent, because every team has talent for that matter. It's just how you try to put the pieces of the puzzle together. I mean, I know some of the smaller schools, especially in 2 and 1A, sometimes they struggle to fill rosters for that matter, because not all coaches believe that you should be playing multiple sports all season long. And one of the great things about Ed Dalton is he encourages his athletes to play multiple sports. So if you play football, more than likely you're playing wrestling in the winter, or you're playing basketball, or you're running track in the spring to help with your conditioning, where you're playing football. But sometimes different athletes have different categories in which they fit. And, I mean, it's weird to see some of these teams that have went down in class size just because they're not pulling the numbers as they used to in years past. I mean, McGuffey going from 3A at one point down to 2A back to 3, but they pull the numbers every year. You look at another team like Trinity way back in the 90s and even into the early half of the 2000s and 2010s. Trinity was one of those teams where, as they went into the 2004-2005 campaign, the 05-06 campaign, they downsized just due to the number of males in the district and went from 4A down to 3A, which played to their benefit, because year after year it was a struggle for Trinity to try to put up numbers and to make a postseason run. And they had a couple there when they defeated Penn Hills and then lost to Lebo the following week down at Bell Vernon. But, I mean, you hate to see a lot of these teams go through that phase, but sometimes it's a bit rewarding as years come up. You look at what McGuffey has within the Washington and Greene County Youth Football Program, and how all those kids are now starting to get acclimated with the way the high schools run their offense, run their defense. So by the time they hit the varsity level, you kind of have them molded into what they should be expecting on, whoever is coaching for that matter. And I think that plays a big part, but it all starts at, the Pee Wee level. And then if you feel to have the drive to want to continue to play as you progress in years from, youth league to, early junior high, then junior high, and then varsity, and then JV. And, I mean, it's just all in having the drive. And, I mean, the game has changed a lot within the past 5 to 10 years, I would think, in terms of just size. But it also comes down to tradition as well. And, I mean, a lot of these schools thrive on tradition, and you don't want to ever see tradition die.
Well, Charleroi, they had, I remember, I think it was about 2 years ago, maybe 3, where they had just a really, really fun offense to watch. They spread the ball around. They threw the ball a lot. And now, just looking to kind of find an identity at this point. McGuffey, on the other hand, offensively, I mentioned it earlier, I think we're going to see him maybe put it in the air a little bit today. This is a team that I think is going to be able to run the ball too, but I'd love to see him get vertical and just get some more depth in this offense. I think last week there was such a different game because of what they needed to do to control the clock and control the ball, and they did that. I think if you would have talked to the coaches after the game, they probably said they accomplished a lot of what they wanted to do, which was basically give them a shot at the end to walk away with that, and they were in that position, and a lot of that was because of those, methodical drives that took like 12, 13 plays up and down the field. And two of them, the two that got them inside the 10, they had the turnovers. And you mentioned tonight they got to hold on to the ball. I don't care who you're playing. If you go on the road, turnovers can kill you any single game, every single time. And if you're Charleroi tonight, that's your MO, I think. You're going to be looking for opportunities to capitalize on McGuffey mistakes.
I think you just hit the nail on the head yet again. If I'm Charleroi defensively, I'm coming out every single play. I don't care if it's a pass, defensive backs, I'm dropping back in the coverage, I'm going after the ball, I'm trying to rake at it and strip it away from the wide receiver. If I'm a linebacker, or if I'm a defensive lineman in that particular instance, whoever has the ball, I'm going after it. Again, I'm trying to rake, I'm punching, I'm ripping, I'm trying to make that offense fumble the ball as much as I can. If I'm McGuffey, on the other hand, I'm two hands over it, I'm high-stepping with my knees, I'm throwing my shoulders down, I'm just trying to push that pile as much as I possibly can while securing that ball, You don't want to catch it like a loaf of bread. I mean, you want to kind of cradle as it comes in as a wide receiver. I mean, I know that's basic fundamentals, but, I mean, you want to cradle it coming in. Running backs, I mean, I was a former back myself. High and in tight. That's where you want to keep that. And the big thing that I still see, and it's kind of weird not to see at the high school level, but whenever you see these running backs with the ball, and it's just an OCD thing with me, they always carry the ball in the opposite hand. That can be a big make or break too. I mean, if you're breaking a 45-yard run down the sideline, where do you think that ball should be?
Yeah.
Up and tight and inside on the left side. You don't want to keep it on the outside because someone could be coming up from behind you. They could give you an uppercut on the ball, and guess what? It's going to go out into the field of play, where if they do that when you're on the sideline, it's going to pop out of bounds, and you still hang on to possession. So, I mean, it's just some little things, here and there that could make a big difference that you really don't kind of put to mind.
And if you're running for a touchdown, say an 88-yard touchdown, don't lay the ball down on the 2-yard line.
One thing came to mind. One thing came to mind whenever he did that.
Deshaun Jackson?
No. I'll do you one better. We're going to go back in the archives. 2 words. Leon Lett.
Well, he had the ball knocked away from him.
But still, he was showboating. He had it right there on the sidelines against Buffalo. No,
I remember that one. But yeah, I think it was Deshaun Jackson, I think, that actually did the same thing where he laid it down. He just plain dropped it because, I don't know, I was talking about this the other day. I said, and the person I was talking to said, yeah, actually it was a Charleroi grad. It was a neighbor of mine that went down here, and we were talking about this game coming up, and I told him about last week, and he's like, I've never been in that position where you've got all these, because we're talking about, like, Jackson, like, you have 80,000 people in a stadium, as a pro, and you hear all that crowd and stuff, and so your tendency to celebrate. I'm thinking, I said, yeah, but if you're carrying the football, your goal is always to score a touchdown, and to do that, you have to get across a certain line on the field to do it. So you'd think your focus is going to be on that no matter what, because you see, I mean, they call it pay dirt for a reason. Like, it's there. You got to get there in order to have success. And I don't know. It's one thing to slow down your run, maybe because you think you have that guy beat and he catches up to you. It's another thing to just carry the ball for the first 86 yards and then drop it 2 yards before you actually cross the goal line. I can't even fathom that. It happened. We've seen it happen. We just happened to be able to be witnesses in person last week, and it was nearly a pivotal moment. But alas, that was one of those. If that goes a little differently in the last minute, 12 seconds for McGuffey offensively, then that is a play that nobody ever forgets in WPIAL football history.
Oh, no, and I think it would have been a little bit different because it was Tristan McIndoe who picked up the ball at like the 1.5, 2-yard line, and then you just saw the then offense for Stowe Rocks kind of flip, and, I mean, it looked like McIndoe had a nice little lane going down the near sideline back at Highlander Stadium, but he just kind of ran out of room, and the guys in green threw him down to the turf, and I mean, but still, that was a great moment that won't ever be forgotten. But still, you hate to see something like that happen. I mean, have fun whenever you play, but you don't want to.
Well, there's a time to celebrate, and usually that time to celebrate is actually after you've actually accomplished something.
Exactly. Don't even do it during the game. Do it after the fact, whenever the clock strikes 0 on number 4.
So speaking of Highlander Stadium, though, you mentioned, we've got some upcoming action there. We mentioned we'll be back home for football next Friday night against Keystone Oaks. But before that, there's a couple soccer matchups. On the 12th, girls soccer versus West Mifflin. And then on the 13th, the boys soccer team will take on Bell Vernon. Those are both 6:50 air times. The kickoff for the soccer games will be at 7 o'clock those nights. And for all your upcoming action for Highlanders athletics, go to McGuffeySports.com and you can check out the lineup there. Once again, we are on the McKean Plumbing and Heating pregame show here on the McGuffey Sports Network. And we are powered by ARH Sports Shop, and we're carried on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. We'll be right back.
Looking to earn fast cash for scrap metal and vehicles? Brookman Iron and Metals will pay you top dollar for unwanted scrap metal or junk cars. Since 1931, Brookman Iron and Metals has offered the highest market prices for scrap metal, from iron to brass to vehicles. Looking to recycle? Their local family-owned company will take any recyclable metal off your hands. In addition, you have easy access to their clean location to recycle without a hassle. Don't let recyclable metal materials take up your much-needed space. Use a roll-off container from Brookman Iron and Metals to provide you with a convenient solution for your recycling needs. Brookman Iron and Metals, located at 4 Race Street in Washington, 724-222-4260.
Accidents are unfortunate events and often cause stress and disruption in your daily life. Relax. Let Lombardi Auto Body help you get through this process of getting your vehicle back on the road safely and as quickly as possible. Open since 1984, Lombardi Auto Body is a family-run business that delivers the highest quality repairs with continued customer loyalty. Call Lombardi's first to schedule your free estimate. Lombardi Auto Body, 140 Highland Avenue in Washington, 724-222-3077.
Shale Pro Energy Services is a best-in-class natural gas service provider, and they're looking for new employees like you. Shale Pro offers a range of services across the region, and they're currently looking for operators, roustabouts, compressor operators to support their clients in the western Pennsylvania area. Working for Shale Pro doesn't only give you full-time local work, but they also offer paid vacation time, health insurance, dental and vision insurance, company match 401k, and several supplemental insurances. To apply, stop by any Shale Pro office or visit their website, www.shalepro.com. Also want to welcome a couple other newer sponsors. We have welcome back to Community Bank as a sponsor for the McGuffey Sports Network, and also a welcome to Janovich Masonry. Janovich Masonry, new sponsor here on the McGuffey Sports Network, so thank you very much to them. So teams are getting ready to take the field tonight. Charleroi band and cheerleaders out there lined up. We saw the McGuffey Highlanders take their side of the field. They're on the near sideline. They're wearing their road white jerseys with the navy blue letters and the gold helmet, the gold pants, the blue stripe down the helmet with the McGuffey logo on the side. And we saw Charleroi. They were wearing the all blacks for home with the red letters. And, they should be taking the field shortly. I hear a siren. Maybe that's they're riding the fire truck in.
That would be pretty epic. I think one of the best ones I saw, and I think this was either out west in Oklahoma or it might have been in Texas, I want to say, but there was a entrance for a high school football team that came in on a cattle trailer. It was their defensive line.
There you go.
And I mean, everyone was over 6 foot for that matter, but whenever they came in, they were all rocking the trailer and whatnot, and they finally broke out of the doors. And, I mean, it was something you'd see out of a movie, but, I mean, you figure you go out west and you start watching football in Texas or California or Oklahoma. I mean, it's a different caliber than what you see back here in southwestern Pennsylvania. But, no, we were talking, not to kind of swing back around to, but we were talking about Stowe Rocks and Wash High. Beginning part of the pregame show, and I forgot I had some information here, but this will be the 13th overall meeting between Washington and Stowe Rocks, with the Little Prexies leading the all-time series 9-3. This is the first time these teams have met in 5 years. The last time Wash High in 2017 rolled over Stowe Rocks 56-16. The last time Stowe Rocks beat the Little Prexies was 25 years ago. 22-12 in 1997, and Wash High won the first meeting against the Vikings. This was such a great year too, 1990. Wash High victorious over Stowe Rocks then, 36-16. So yeah, there's been some history between these two teams. Not meeting too often, but to have them play 12-time, unlucky 13 rolls around, and who's going to come out victorious? I mean,
whoever wins, it's going to be in the driver's seat for the conference
exactly.
title, for sure.
I mean, preferably I'd like to see Stowe Rocks come out on top against Wash High. But then again, you'd like to see an upset with Wash High rolling up into McKees Rocks and surprising the Vikings and making the conference a little bit more difficult.
The Class 2A in Whitfield this year is no joke. We talked last week when we were playing Stowe Rocks. They do have a loss on the year to another 2A school, and that's Steel Valley. Steel Valley on the year is 5-0, and they're 3-0 in their conference. Sarah Catholic is right behind them. Still 3-0 in the conference with 5-1 overall, and Sarah Catholic is the only team to beat Wash High this year. So that Class 2A Allegheny Conference is tougher than nails. And then we know that Century Conference with Stowe Rocks, Wash High, McGuffey, Keystone Oaks at the top is competitive. And then the Midwestern Conference, Beaver Falls sits at the top of that one 3-0, and they're off to a really great start this year too. So we did have a little bit of a reprieve. Teams like Laurel dropped down. I feel like the realignment this year that happened was bigger than most years. For some reason, it just seemed like it had a lot more movement. So we do have the opening kickoff is going to be received by Charleroi. They're going to be McGuffey's going to be kicking from left to right, and once again for the every game but last week, McGuffey will kick off in the first half and then receive the second half kickoff. That was the only time that didn't happen was against Stowe Rocks last week. And this week they are back to old habits, so to speak. So let's hope they get back in the win column too. So they've got the 12 minutes on the clock. And yeah, I want to thank you for joining us once again tonight. Conference matchup here in the Century Conference between two old school Century Conference teams, Charleroi and McGuffey. These teams go back to the original Century Conference, even back in my day, even before that. But yeah, I graduated in '92, and that was that was the conference was Charleroi, McGuffey, Waynesburg. I think you had, who were the other teams in that? I'm trying to think because the schools were all different sizes.
Mifflin, Thomas Jefferson, maybe.
They were in that too. Yeah, those schools weren't quite as big back then.
Well, I think going into the
Peters
93, 94, I think whenever they went to the original Big 7 after that too. You figure how many times does this conference bounce around from the Century to the Interstate to
that's right. It was the
your backyard conference.
All right. Dylan Stewart has it teed up here on the right hash mark of the 40-yard line, and he's going to be kicking off. And the run-up kick end over end, sailing towards the near side, and that is received by Pellegrini at the 20, and he's up over the 25 and busts through a few tacklers to get out across the 30 near the 34-yard line. So Charleroi with good starting field position. That was Gianni Pellegrini, their junior running back, doing the returning there. The quarterback tonight is Cole Marucci. He is a senior. He wears number 7. So again, I do like the all blacks, very sharp, but also the bold letter is the bold number is very easy to read. So
and it makes our job a lot easier whenever you can see the numbers.
He's going to come out here with the lone setback behind him. Hurry up, and they're going to give it to the second running back. That's Pellegrini. He's hitting the backfield and dropped for a loss. Logan Smith came in there and read that one and gets the tackle for loss all the way back at the 30. That's a loss of 3. It'll bring up second down and 13.
And Smith just came from the right side behind everybody. He was able to realize it was going to be a sweep to the right, but he was able to get through a big gaping hole there in the line. And that's the way the McGuffey defensively wants to start this game. They're kind of keeping the same intensity as they did last week. Up and in your face is what you want.
Jackson Karanko brings a play into the huddle. They come out this time in a pistol. Marucci waiting the shotgun snap, and he's going to hand it off. Wow, another hit in the backfield. No room to run there for Connor Lukock, and he's tackled for another loss. This one, another loss of 3 back at the 27.
The defensive line is just doing a simple stunt up front. You see the linebackers lining up right inside the B gap. So as the defensive line gets leverage on the offensive line of Charleroi, they're able to kind of spread them out and push them out instead of pinching them in. And the linebacker is just able to fill. And right now, 2 plays in, McGuffey is doing exactly what they need to be doing.
So a big third down and 16 coming up here. Charleroi's opening possession. And the pistol once more. One wide receiver split wide to the left side. Man in motion here. They're going to drop back, and they've got to get it away. It's a screen pass up the middle to the tight end. He's going to catch it and get out to about the 35, well short of the first down marker. It'll be 4th down and 8. And so good idea with the screen. It was their first positive play of the drive, but just not enough. So McGuffey will receive the punt. Is that 15 back there? That would be Charles Wagers if it is. Doing the punt. I love this punter's name, Jake Large. That is an awesome name for any football player.
Oh, yeah,
a great name
great.
for a punter. Oh, the high snap, though. And he's going to try to run around the right side and get it off, and it's blocked. The punt is blocked and recovered by McGuffey at the 32.
Yeah, I mean, that was just great strategy by McGuffey on the special teams there. The high snap kind of paved the way for everybody to kind of bull rush the punter, and the punter that time tried to make some magic happen, at which point I think he should have just tuck and run, but that's a great field position for McGuffey. They'll have it 1st and 10 at the Cougars' 32-yard line.
I think, too, he stuck with that rugby-style punt. If he was going to punt it, he should have just dropped it and kicked it. But here we go. Everybody in tight for McGuffey. There's Brookman in motion. They fake the pitch to him. Rolling out. First play here is McEwen. Throws down the field. He's got a man down there. It's McAdoo. He's got the ball. He's into the end zone for the touchdown. 32-yard pass and catch. McEwen to McAdoo. And they go right to the air on play one and take a 6-0 lead.
We just talked about it in pregame. We hope McGuffey was going to kind of spread things out and go through the air. And this time McEwen runs a bootleg to the right side, and just a simple streak pattern by McAdoo down the hash mark, and he was able to make a spectacular catch right at the 2-yard line with one defender on him, and McGuffey breaks the seal.
And now we have Stewart out here for the point after attempt. McEwen doing the holding for him. Snap is down. The kick is up. And that kick is good with 9:44 to go here in the first quarter. McGuffey leads 7-0 over Charleroi. We'll be right back here on the McGuffey Sports Network, powered by Area Sports Shop, carried on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
Since 1988, Tri-State Designs has provided customers with the highest quality awards for all occasions. Conveniently located on Main Street in Claysville, Tri-State Designs features a full showroom with many examples of the various awards they offer. Trophies, plaques, ribbons, engravings, or maybe you need a custom order. No problem. Stop in or give them a call at 724-663-5346. Tri-State Designs, a trusted award shop and proud supporter of McGuffey Athletics.
All right, back here after the opening touchdown of the game by McGuffey. 7-0, and one play after the blocked punt. McGuffey capitalizes, and they'll be kicking off here again. Pellegrini's back deep on about the 15-yard line. I'm going to catch the number of the other gentleman on the other side, but I cannot see what that is right now. Either way, here's Stewart's run up. This one's going to go a little longer. It's going to go over Pellegrini's head, and he runs back and makes a nice over-the-shoulder catch inside the 5. He's to the 10, the 15, tries to break outside, breaks one tackle, gets across the 20, and out near the 23-yard line. So good return job there by Pellegrini, but he had a lot of work to get that done. And Charleroi will start their second possession of the night on their own 24. McGuffey shut everything down on the last possession. They really clogged that middle. Didn't matter what type of run or pass Charleroi attempted. It seemed like they were moving backwards here. So we'll see what the Cougars do on offense when they come out this time. Their head coach is Mark Gambino, and they're going to hand off up the middle again. McGuffey in the backfield and doing a good job getting just back to the line of scrimmages. Luke Hawk, he had to break a tackle just to do that. He is going to gain one out to the 25 and make it 2nd down and 9. Guffey's had linebackers in the backfield every single play so far.
And that's giving credit to the defensive line up front for opening up and paving the way for the linebackers to kind of fill it and shut down the run game for Charleroi.
Splitting out wide to the right side is Marucci's in the shotgun. That is, the fumble snap! And this one's fallen on by McGuffey. The snap looked like it surprised the quarterback. And falling on that, we got a number there. Is that Troy Falosk?
Yeah, it is Troy Falosk.
Number 55. Yeah. Excellent job. Troy Falosk, Johnny on the spot, is going to give McGuffey the ball again in excellent field position, this time at the 22-yard line. Last time was the 32. He said, I'll do you one better. We'll get it right at the 22. So 2 early mistakes here by Charleroi, and McGuffey looking to take advantage once more as they come in. Everybody in tight once more in this triple option set. Both wide receivers hugging that line of scrimmage. Brookman in motion. Gets the ball in a jet sweep. Tries that left side. Gets a nice block by Dietrich. 15, 10. Cuts inside the 5. Touchdown, McGuffey. Kyle Brookman from 22 yards out, and McGuffey is on top 13-0.
That's 2 plays, 2 opening drives, 2 touchdowns, and Brookman just was set up perfectly. You see him come in motion across on the side, and he was able to just take that jet sweep, and a great hole opened up there by Dietrich. It's going to open up, well, it opened up way in the back. I couldn't get it with my skadoodle, but that's okay. But still, a great effort by the Highlanders.
There's snap. Kick is low, and it is going to sneak across for the point after attempt. So with 8:49 to go in the first quarter, McGuffey on top of Charleroi right now, 14-0. Right back here on the McGuffey Sports Network, powered by ARH Sports Shop, carried on the Triple Live High School Sports Network.
Alexis Family Dentistry is a full-service general dental practice offering comprehensive dental health care service in a friendly, relaxed atmosphere. Dr. Alexis, a McGuffey graduate, is inspired to make patients her priority by working together for your healthier smile. Her goal is to help you relax and address all your questions and concerns. Your individual treatment plan is crafted to fulfill all your dental health needs and to reach your goals for a beautiful and healthy smile. Call Dr. Alexis today at 724-470-9750 to schedule your appointment. Dr. Alexis, a proud Highlander supporter.
Welcome back to Cougar Stadium, and McGuffey having the start that they were looking for, out 14-0 here. There has not even been 4 minutes run off the clock. So taking advantage, two mistakes by Charleroi, a block punt and a fumbled snap, and they're right out where they want to be. Stewart going to kick off here from the 40 once more. This one heading to Pellegrini again. Gets it on the 13. He's up over the 20. Makes a cut to the inside this time. A nice move to get across the 25. He'll be tackled by a host of defenders right at the 30-yard line, and that'll be where Charleroi takes over 1st and 10, looking desperately for something positive to happen on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, 2 failed drives for Charleroi right out the gate. Obviously, the surprise fumble on their last drive isn't how you typically wanted to end it, but McGuffey defensively again, and I can't fathom this enough. They really must have worked hard in practice this week, both starting and scout defense and offense, to really give their McGuffey's defense a great look so far against Charleroi.
Moving things around, Pellegrini going to take the direct snap this time in the shotgun. 3 wide. He gets it. He wants to run to the right side. He's got a hole. He gets across the 30, and then he's hit before he can reach the 35. Looks like Forward Progress are going to give him very close to that. And actually, they gave him a full extra yard. He was about the 34. They're going to give him the 35. That's a gain of 5 to make it 2nd down and 5 to go.
Yeah, trying to throw off the Highlanders with the Wildcat, and Pellegrini really didn't have a lot of room on the right side of the line, but he hit the hole pretty hard. But again, the entire defense for McGuffey just kind of comes crashing down and stops him right in his tracks.
McGuffey will take their first time out of the half. We'll take it with them. You're listening to McGuffey Sports Network, powered by ARH Sports Shop, carried on the Triple Live High School Sports Network.
Hi, this is Rusty Pettit with Cruise Planners. We're a full-service travel agency, and we can help you plan your next cruise, a vacation to an all-inclusive resort, a destination wedding, a honeymoon, or taking the kids to Disney World. It would be our pleasure to help you and your family plan your dream vacation. Visit our website, www.rocktheboatcruiseandtravel.com, or call me, Rusty Pettit, at 412-770-6511, and let's start planning.
All right, back here at Charleroi Cougar Stadium.
And I just had an update from our program director, Jason Kern, who is under the weather. So, Jason, hey, get better soon, buddy. He's watching the Wash High Stowe Rocks game on the Trib. And Stowe Rocks with an early touchdown. They end up going for 2, and Stowe Rocks leading the Little Prexies of Wash High 8-0 in the first quarter.
All right, so that's a big conference matchup. We'll keep our eye on that. Right now, Charleroi looking here, 2nd and 5. They come out, and who's going to take the snap? They moved it around. Pellegrini's going to head back in there into the pistol formation. And he gets it, and he's going to pass. He's got a man. It's complete. Threw it a little bit behind him, but he has his man across the 40 for the first down, and that was 42 Ben Shields, a tight end. And I believe that's his 2nd reception of the night. He's the one that caught that screen pass earlier. So the first down of the night, there is something positive for Charleroi here on offense and something they desperately needed.
And McGuffey that time, just an all-out blitz. They had everybody covered in the secondary. Everyone was kind of playing back deep, anticipating another run. And that time, Shields, he kind of surprises everybody. And he picks up a first down for the Cougars. So they're trying to build momentum here in the first quarter. 8 minutes to go in the first quarter.
And they're changed up. Who's taking the snap this time? This is a different number even. And we're going to hand off up the middle, and getting knocked backwards after he ran into the line was Lukoc. He's going to gain a couple out to about the 42.
And the quarterback, from what I could tell that time, freshman quarterback Jackson Karanko.
Number 13.
He wears number 13. He took the snap that last time for Charleroi.
Okay. Yeah, he's been lining up at wideout. He's been then now taking snaps. He just came back from the sideline with the play, so he will be receiving the snap. It looks like again this time. Freshman quarterback in there. He's got Lukoc behind him in the pistol formation. 2nd down and 8, and he hands it off to the second guy, which was Pellegrini, and he is tackled right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. They tried, it looks a little different coming from that spread formation, but it's similar to that triple option, the inside reverse that McGuffey likes to run with Dietrich and Brookman.
See if we can go back to that on a.
Yeah, maybe next play.
Yeah, we'll get on the next one.
But yeah, I was about to tell you, you got to turn it on. You want that thing to work.
Oh, I know we're gonna. I was trying to look to see who the back was, and I was trying to think of something great. But okay, 2 versus 1, we got it. Yeah, it's back off. We'll put it back on.
There we go. All right, 3rd and 8, and high snap. Pellegrini gets it. Now he's going to be tackled in the back for loss. Logan Smith again, tearing through the line of scrimmage. Has some help from Morgan Shriver, I believe, as well. No, that's 14, not 34. So that is Brennan Mullen who was out there helping him. Nonetheless, a big sack, going to take them all the way back to the 35-yard line and force them into punting formation again. And last time we had the high snap and the block punt. So let's see if they can get this one right with Mr. Jake Large, the punter. High snap again, but this time he has a little more time. Gets it off to the right side. There's Wagers at the 38, up over the 45 now. Outside of the 50, breaks a tackle, now bounces it, and he's going to be tackled by a couple Cougars there. But he got it into Charleroi territory where McGuffey will take over at the Cougars' 47-yard line.
I mean, that was a great return by Wagers. He tried to ride the sideline. He tried to switch field and come back, but they give him forward progress out to the 47. And, I mean, he's lucky because if not, McGuffey would have had it 1st and 10 at the 50. But the Highlanders are in decent field position here, their 3rd offensive possession. And so far, they've been 2 for 2.
It's funny you have to say decent because it's their worst field position of the day, and it's still at the opponent's 47-yard line.
Because they're going to make something happen regardless.
Well, no,
so
I mean, they're still across the 50.
Exactly.
Yeah, still across the 50, which is crazy. They've had such good field position already. There's Dietrich on the sweep, and he cuts back up the middle, and he breaks a tackle, and he's trying to get away. Oh, wow. He was 1 foot away from breaking that all the way. Just couldn't shake that leg, but he's going to gain 13 and get down to the 34-yard line and give McGuffey a 1st down.
And it looks like McGuffey's going to try to go with the hurry up and try to keep Charleroi on their toes. And they come set here quickly.
They do. It looks like so far Coach Ed Dalton likes that tight formation, although this time he's going to send McAdoo wide to the right. Travis White splits a little bit to that short side of the field on the left. McEwen under center, 1st down and 10. Back to pass, and avoids the rush. Now he's going to run. Going to get outside. He does. 35, 30. Tripped out of bounds as he crosses the 30-yard line. We'll see where they mark him. Right at the 30. That's a gain of 4. So that was a good job on the pass rush by the Cougars, and McEwen did all he could just to get some positive yardage. I
mean, the 2 defensive backs for Charleroi played perfectly. Pellegrini was on McAdoo as McAdoo tried to run a skinny post and to the outside, but by that time, McEwen scrambled to the left, and it would have been impossible to throw crossfield on his back foot.
Tight formation again, 2nd down and 6. Man in motion is Dietrich. Inside reverse here to Brookman. And he's got a lot of bodies. There's a flag, 30, 25, and he's down across the 20 for a 1st down. But this is in the neighborhood of where we normally see a holding call, so hold everything.
Yeah, hold the phone. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, holding. The flag was back at around the 20 or the 33-yard line, so we'll see where they mark it off from, but that is going to negate a 1st down run by Brookman.
And that kind of hurts. We go back to the replay. See the linebacker over on this side for Charleroi kind of creeping up, and then Brookman tries to hit that inside, and I think, who was that, number 84, Travis White, there in the backside, who's guiltily charged for the hold.
All right, so now 2nd and long. They're saying 16, but that is closer to like 2nd and 19, I believe. All the way back at the 43. There's Dietrich in motion. This time it's the give to the fullback up the middle. Droboy breaks it, and he is down almost back inside the 30 again. They're going to mark him right down the 30-yard line. That is a nice gain of 12 yards, and it gets back all the penalty yardage and makes it 3rd down and 6.
And Dalton going ahead with the hurry up again. McGuffey wasting no time, 3rd and 5.
Pretty much 4-down territory here for the Highlanders. And in motions Dietrich again. Up the middle with the fullback, and nice job there keeping those legs going by Droboy as he pushes ahead close to the 1st down marker, and I believe he will have it.
It's really nice seeing Droboy in at fullback. You know, the running back by committee for the Highlanders has been pretty impressive because, again, it doesn't matter who you put in at what position, everybody's able to produce.
They'll come out again, hurrying things up to the line of scrimmage. 1st and 10 at the 24-yard line. Dietrich in motion again on the jet sweep, this time to the right side, gets a hole, and it closes quickly as he's able to get to the 20, and now we have a late flag that came in right there near the tackle.
That might be
Brookman.
On Brookman, a little extracurricular activity.
Yeah. Personal foul, face mask.
Ooh.
That's on Charleroi. Yeah, okay, so it was on the tackle itself. So a big penalty on Charleroi, and that is going to give half the distance to the goal to McGuffey to the 10-yard line, where they will have it 1st down and goal. They lead by 14 here in the early going. 3.5 minutes to go in this 1st quarter, and they're knocking on the door again. McEwen under center. Brookman in motion. This time they're going to keep it. Option. McEwen's got a lane, and he's just going to take it all the way to the end zone. Phillip McEwen from 10 yards out makes the score 20-0 Highlanders.
Yeah, and the defense completely just fell for the read option that time. They thought it was the go ahead and give to Droboy up the center. And the linebackers, the defensive line, everybody thought he had the ball, but McEwen just kind of took the diagonal approach and went long field-wise over to the pylon, and he waltzes in from 10 yards out. And the Highlanders just kind of putting it on here in the 1st quarter.
Stewart will attempt the point after attempt once more. McEwen gets the snap down. That kick is up. And that one looked a little bit better than the last one. They're all going to count the same. The 1 point is good. So with 3:18 remaining in the 1st quarter, McGuffey now up on Charleroi 21-0. Right back here on the McGuffey Sports Network, powered by Air 8 Sports Shop and carried on the Triple Live High School Sports Network.
Hi, everyone. Zach Waters from the McGuffey Sports Network. Whenever your home or business decides to give you a headache, turn to the experts you can trust at McKean Plumbing and Heating, located at 468 West Chestnut Street in Washington. It is your source for plumbing, heating, electrical, and air conditioning. Whether it's a job for the do-it-yourselfer, a routine service call, or an installation, let the experienced staff assist with your needs. Call them at 724-225-6260 or stop in and visit them Monday through Fridays 8 to 6 and Saturdays 8 to 4. Plumbing, heating, electrical, or air conditioning, answer McKean. PA 9085.
Back here at Cougar Stadium, 21-0 now McGuffey. 3rd touchdown of the day. This one off the legs of their quarterback, Phillip McEwen. Dylan Stewart tees it up once more, and here's your kickoff. It's going to head towards Pellegrini again, takes it at the 10. And he'll take it towards the center of the field across the 20, 25, and tries to step out of a tackle, but is tackled just across the 30 near the 31-yard line, and so Charleroi will take over there, 1st down and 10. Now, the last offensive possession, they actually did have something positive going. They got their first down, but then McGuffey once again made their presence felt in that offensive backfield with those linebackers, and Cougars once again found searching here on offense.
And that's just a great touchdown going back on the replay there by McEwen.
This time, the freshman quarterback out here again, and he's going to hand off to his tailback, who's going to be tackled right away, and even losing a yard, I believe. And that time it was number 43, Bob DiPiazza. And he loses a yard to make it 2nd down and 11.
Scoring update quickly there. Stowe Rock's able to get it done again. It's now 14-0 Vikings over the Prexies here in the 1st quarter.
All right, so Charleroi breaks the huddle, comes out here 2nd and 11. They're going to go 3 wide. 2 guys to the right, 1 on the left side. And looking to the right and rolling out and throwing. He's got a man, but the second man. Did he catch that?
No,
it's going to be incomplete. Okay. I'm not sure
What
who
an
was
effort.
intended for, but the second receiver almost came out with a Karanko. I thought he threw it behind the receiver. Maybe that's who he was going to. But either way, 3rd down and 11 after the incompletion.
Yeah, he tried to make some magic happen, and in coverage for Charleroi that time was Ben Shields, but just about half an inch too short as it hits off the turf. If not, I mean, he made a very valid effort to try to kind of cradle that one in, but unfortunately it goes incomplete.
So Charleroi, this time, 3rd and long once more. 3rd and 11 in the pistol with Karanko. And he's looking downfield again. Going to look, screen pass, and that one's knocked loose. Wow, McGuffey read that, and there was no chance there for DiPiazza to come up with that screen pass. And so 4th down and 11, and McGuffey's defense has had every single answer tonight for every play for Charleroi, it seems.
I mean, no errors so far. And, I mean, in coverage at time for McGuffey was Connor Crow. And, I mean, it was pretty impressive because Crow and everybody else stayed home. They identified the screen early on. And, I mean, he was the first one. He was Johnny on the spot to break up that play.
Large ready to punt again. Another high snap. It gets over his head. He tries to pick it up, and he's just going to – he does get a foot on it.
No, they're going to call a penalty on McAdoo.
Okay, we have a flag way back there, and that is not a smart play if that is roughing the kicker.
I don't know if it really would be roughing the kicker because it looked like he was trying to pick it up. We go back to the replay.
This
was the last play before. Here we go. We got the one on the punt now. I mean, a high snap. And then McAdoo comes in right here. That's hard to tell if he was trying to pick it up or if he was going to run with it and maybe try to rugby punt.
Roughing the kicker on McGuffey, and it's a 1st down. So
I think we both kind of stand corrected. They've had every answer except for that one in which you should have just kind of stayed home and maybe tried to sacrifice your body over top of the ball as opposed to trying to go after the punter. And now with that, it's just an easy 1st down. I mean, that's something you should know better at this point in the season. I mean, let alone at this level.
It's a tricky one because at that time he almost did look like a runner because he was trying to pick the ball up, and I actually didn't know if he's going to try to get the kickoff or not. And he actually kicked it off the ground. Nonetheless, though, 1st down at the 45-yard line for Charleroi. They'll try to take advantage of the penalty, and they are going to – oh, wow, it's on the ground again, and McGuffey, did they get it back? That handoff was never able to happen. McGuffey takes one play to get the ball back, and in there was their quarterback, Philip McEwen. Watch this. They come in. The handoff never happens because there's a linebacker, maybe even 2 right here. Boom, blowing it up. And the ball bounces forward across the 45, and Philip McEwen comes in to get it. And that was an awesome play. Aiden Odell, number 21.
Yeah, he comes up with the loose ball. But okay,
no, McEwen came up with that. Was Odell on the hit. But
nice little 1-2 punch.
1st and 10, McGuffey on the 46. 2 wide to the left. McAdoo it's in the slot. McEwen under center. Man in motion is Dietrich, but they're going to give it up the middle to their fullback. This time it's Donnelly in their fullback position. He gets nearly 5 or 6 yards. They're going to mark him around the 41-yard line. That'll make it 2nd down and 5.
It seems like they have a pretty good rotation going right now with Donnelly and Droboy, Donnelly. No matter what, you're always going to have a fresh set of legs there at the fullback position. And, I mean, that's something you want. I mean, that's a very critical position on offense other than being an offensive lineman. You're essentially the lead back, and, I mean, it's kind of rewarding whenever you can have the ball given to you.
Travis White split to the left side. McAdoo to the short side here on the right. Man in motion is Brookman. Up the middle again to the fullback, and he's just going to plow forward. He gets
He's still on his feet. Oh, why would they blow it dead?
That was Donnelly, yeah.
He was still going. They thought he was down inside the pile, but I'll tell you what.
Yeah, he was down. Yeah, you're right.
His
he was down to the 30.
Carrying.
Yeah, they blew it dead about a yard shy, but oof.
I would necessarily wouldn't agree with that because anytime you see, and he was on top
he might have
somebody.
been. Yeah, maybe it's hard to tell from here. It looked like, and I think what the referee's thinking is maybe the knee goes down.
No, it looked like that knee back there wasn't down.
So they'll try to capitalize here on the 3rd and 1. Man in motion is Brookman. They pitch it to him. And he's going to bounce it outside, 35-30, and makes a nice stiff arm there and a move to the 20. And he'll go out of bounds inside the red zone. Lots of nifty moves out there, but we have a flag just inside the 20-yard line.
And you hope it's not a hold, maybe a late hit on Charleroi. as Brookman was trying to go out of bounds. Maybe someone, nope, it's going to go against McGuffey.
Now, this may have been far enough downfield to where they will still get the first down yardage.
And another hold against the Highlanders, and you hate to see that.
And it is. So they're going to mark it back to the 30, but that was a good 6 yards past the line of scrimmage where they need, or the line to gain where they needed to get the first down. So it is first down McGuffey. Instead of being inside the 15, they'll have it back at the 30-yard line. And we might have about one play left here in this first quarter of play because the clock is winding down under 30 seconds.
And the play clock's at about 10 right now, so they need to hurry up and at least get one more off here to
McEwen.
Quarter ends.
Under center here. First down and 10. Brookman in motion. They pitch it to him. It's a reverse to Dietrich up the middle. Breaks a tackle and gets across the 25 and still pushing the pile. And he's going to have a first down inside the 20 down the 19-yard line. Tough running there by number 22, Ethan Dietrich. And McGuffey does get inside the red zone on that very next play. And I believe that'll probably be the last play of the first quarter. And that will do it. Time will wind down. At the end of one quarter of play, McGuffey leads Charleroi 21-0. You're listening to McGuffey Sports Network, powered by ARH Sports Shopping, care of the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
Hunters, it's almost that time of year again. And when gearing up for your next hunt, visit ARH Sports Shop. ARH Sports Shop has proudly served the tri-state area as your local sportsman store for over 25 years. Locally owned and operated, they specialize in new and gently used shotguns, handguns, and rifles. Instead of waiting in long lines at major big box stores, purchase your hunting license from ARH with fast, friendly service. For more information, visit their website at arhsportshop.com or visit them at 4174 Route 40 in Claysville across from Sunset Beach. Open Monday through Friday 10 to 5 and Saturdays noon to 4. ARH Sports Shop, a proud supporter of McGuffey Athletics.
Welcome back here, and I want to tell you about the Chapman Corporation. They are headquartered in Washington, PA. Chapman has been providing industrial customers with civil, mechanical, and electrical construction services for 70 years. In addition to their construction skills, they also provide pipe, metal fabrication, as well as engineering capabilities. Their customer base consists of clients in natural gas, power, steel, chemical, and glass industries. Chapman Corporation in Washington, PA, and Stowe Rocks, yeah.
Yeah, another scoring update from McKees Rocks, and the Stowe Rocks Vikings now leading the Wash High Little Prexies 22-0 in the first quarter, and things looking bleak for the Little Prexies so far, as they've yet to score.
I did not expect that big of a score difference early in the game. You're looking to pass. Here's McEwen. Has White in the wide receiver screen, and he is going to be tackled quickly. He gets across the 20 and maybe to the 18. If that's the case, that's a gain of about 1. So a good job on defense there by the Cougars to sniff that wide receiver screen out and create the second down and 9.
And a great stop dive to Lice that time, the outside backer for Charleroi. He was able to identify the screen very early on, and he stops White for just a little 1-yard gain.
Second down and 9 to go. McEwen under center once more. White split to the left side. No, sorry, it's Ryan Keith. Man in motion. They'll pitch it to him as Brookman up the middle, and he is going to be hit before he can get too much. He gets a couple down to the 16. So Charleroi, their best, putting their best 2 defensive plays of the game back-to-back here, to keeping McGuffey to short games, and that makes it 3rd and 7.
Yeah, right now they're able to shut down McGuffey early on, and making the stop for Charleroi that time was Josh Rodabaugh, the defensive lineman for the Cougars, and he just got in there like a house of fire. But still, Brookman had a 3-yard gain, so that brings up a 3rd and 6 for McGuffey.
Man in motion is Dietrich. Rolling out of here, or dropping back rather, is McEwen. He throws into the end zone. It's caught! Dietrich! And he's in for the touchdown, and that was a beautiful pass and catch. He just kind of fell in underneath the zone there, and McGuffey on 3rd and long is going to make it 27-0.
I mean, that was just a beautifully executed play by the Highlanders that time. McEwen was very calm on 3rd and 6. He was able to just kind of roll to his right, and Dietrich just runs a little swing route into the end zone. He was in some coverage. I couldn't tell if it was going up to him or McAdoo. But the Highlanders able to convert on 3rd down. It's 27-0, and here's a point after attempt.
That kick is up, and the kick is good with 10:41 to go in the first half. McGuffey now leads 28-0 over Charleroi. We'll be right back here on the McGuffey Sports Network, powered by ARH Sports Shop, carried on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
Cold weather wreaks havoc on your vehicles. Dead batteries, flat tires, or simply locked out? Call McAdoo's Towing and Crane Services. McAdoo's offers roadside services, including fuel delivery, lockout assistance, jump starts, and tire changes, including 24-hour towing, recovery, hauling services for vehicles and loads of all sizes. Need crane service? No problem. McAdoo's is capable of 24-hour crane service and assistance with a fleet of 8 cranes. A family-owned and operated company since 1965. Why call just anyone when you can call a family you can trust? 724-484-7300. McAdoo's Towing and Crane Services. Their business is picking up.
Back here at Cougar Stadium, McGuffey out 28-0 now on Charleroi, and that was the second touchdown pass of the day by Philip McEwen. He's also run one in, and McGuffey scoring on every offensive possession so far, and Dylan Stewart this time kicking off from right to left here in the second quarter. Knocks it deep, and getting in here at the 10, up over the 15 to the 20, 25, a little bit of a hole there out to the 30, and was number 8 that time on the return, and that is Noah Pletcher. So Pletcher gets Charleroi. That's not been a problem. They've actually had decent kickoff returns, getting them pretty good field position, this time at their own 33, but they have not been able to do anything with it on offense. 2 first downs so far in the game, and one of those was on a roughing the punter penalty by McGuffey.
And unfortunately, that just doesn't cut it. I mean, you have to try to want more. And Charleroi trying to give an effort out here in the second quarter.
Pistol formation again. Karenko waits a snap. He gets it, looks to throw. He throws out. Wide receiver screen is caught, and it's going to be tackled in the backfield for a loss back at the 30. That was, who was that, Shields again?
Yeah, that was Shields and on.
Yeah, 42.
And in coverage for the Highlanders that time looked to be, was that number 28, Morgan Shriver. And he was able to kind of help break up that play. It looked like there might have been a little bit of a hold or a block in the back right at about maybe the 34, maybe the 33. So at the line of scrimmage, but it wasn't called, unfortunately. But still, a loss of 2 on the play for the Cougars.
Second down and 12. Karenko in the pistol formation again. Luke Hawk behind him. And he's going to throw to his back in the backfield, and that's Pellegrini. Can he get outside? No. Morgan Shriver takes him down inside the 25, all the way back near the 22-yard line. Another big loss, and that's going to bring up third down and very long for Charleroi.
Yeah, he was starting to get chased down by Brennan Mullen, number 14, and then Shriver and him just kind of tag team duoed to clean up that pass, or whatever you want to call that.
Probably go down as a run because it was behind him.
It was way behind him for that matter, but still a huge loss for the Cougars. It's third and I-70, it looks like, from the 23.
So Charleroi will have to get out to the 43-yard line here. It's third down and 20. If they want a first down under center here. And they're going to hand off to the back in the backfield. He's going to be tackled in the backfield for a loss again. Wow. That was Logan Smith in there again on that run blitz. And this McGuffey defense is on fire here in the first half. They have had far more tackles for loss than Charleroi has had positive plays so far in this first half, and they'll be forced to punt again. Charles Wager stands at his own 49-yard line awaiting the Jake Large punt. Another high snap. He drops it again. It's inside the 5. He picks it up, and he is going to be tackled in the end zone. Troy Falosk was there first, and McGuffey will get the safety to make it 30-0.
I mean, being a long snapper, that's one of those things that should just be automatic. But unfortunately, the long snapper for Charleroi just isn't able to get it done right now. And it looks like they're going to call for the medical staff as the punter. Who was that? Is that number 2?
It's Large. So
I'm sorry, Large, number 16, and he just gets pummeled by a whole bunch of Highlanders down there in the end zone, and looks like he's down for the count as the medical staff comes out to try to take a look at him.
While they do take a look at him, we will step aside. You're listening to the McGuffey Sports Network, powered by Area Sports Shop, carried on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
Highlanders Nation, looking for that perfect piece of clothing to showcase your McGuffey spirit? Look no further than Fanatic Impressions at 166 South Main Street in Washington. Fanatic Impressions offers a wide variety of sporting goods, athletic apparel, and school spirit gear. Have an event coming up? Fanatic Impressions offers custom bulk screen printing and promotional product printing to help make your team, event, wedding, or business all the more personal. Open Monday through Saturday. Fanatic Impressions at 166 South Main Street in Washington.
Highlander fans, let's face it, nobody enjoys when their vehicle needs service work. So let the trusted professionals at Route 40 Auto ease your worries. It's quality service and diagnostics with a hometown feel, offering brakes, exhaust, tune-ups, engine repair, transmission repair, suspension repair, and regular maintenance for your vehicle. Maybe it's as simple as an oil change or as pesky as a state and emission test. Call Route 40 Auto at 724-484-7963 or stop in at 150 Route 40 West in West Alexander.
Looking for beautiful yet gently used items for your home, apartment, or office? Then visit The Back Lot, located at 840 Ray Street in Washington. The Back Lot, formerly known as Badillions, has proudly served the Washington County area for over 50 years. They offer a wide variety selection of furniture, appliances, home furnishings, college dorm supplies, antiques, and sporting goods. With their ever-changing selection of amazing finds and great savings, any item purchased can be brought home the same day, saving you more than you ever could imagine. Like them on Facebook or call them at 724-705-7662. The Back Lot. No thrills, just deals. Something for everyone.
Jim Murray's Auto Service, located at 122 East Railroad Street in Washington, offers full auto repair, state inspection, emissions, brakes, alignment, tune-ups, oil changes, whatever ails your car or truck. Jim and his qualified team of mechanics can diagnose your vehicle issues and get you back on the road in no time. At Jim Murray's, you're not a service number. Jim takes the time to discuss your auto repair one-on-one before the work is started. Give Jim a call, 724-222-1350. Jim Murray's, professional service with personal small-town treatment.
Your home for Highlanders football all season long. You're listening to the McGuffey Sports Network, powered by ARH Sports Shop.
Welcome back here to Cougar Stadium. They're still taking a look down there at the punter for Charleroi. He was tackled in the end zone for a safety. And hard to tell exactly what they are looking at, but they are paying careful attention to, and we just wanted to bring you back and give you a quick update there. It is 30-0 McGuffey after those 2 points are added. And we have 8:25 remaining in the first half of play. The score at the end of the first quarter between Wash High and Stowe Rocks was Stowe Rocks 22 and Wash High nothing. And if you've got any other scores for us, Zach, now
we'll see what else is happening
to go ahead through those
around the league right now. Here's a good one from down your old neck of the woods. Mapletown leading.
I was just going to tune into that. It looks like they're on a commercial break. Of course they are.
They're
playing Jefferson today.
That's who it is.
Yeah, so that one is a big one. Mapletown 6-0 on the year. Now, two of those wins came against the same school because they played I thought it was an exhibition match, but it was actually that week 0 game they scheduled against Avella, who they already had scheduled for the third week of the season, or I guess week 2 officially. But we got some other scores here.
Yeah,
so
we have some other scores from the out-of-town scoreboard. Ken McMillan leading Baldwin on the road at Baldwin Whitehall against the Highlanders down there. The score is 12-7 in favor of the Big Macs. Latrobe shutting out Ringgold 21-0. It's South Fayette 7, Plum 6. And we just gave you the Jefferson Morgan and Mapletown score. Trinity and Thomas Jefferson, a showdown at Hiller Stadium in Washington, PA. The Thomas Jefferson Jaguars leading the Trinity Hiller, surprising 7-0. Peters Township shutting out Moon 7-0. It's Bell Vernon 9, Greensburg Salem 6. And Bell Vernon, just a strong team there. Just a few more miles down the road here on I-70. They've been pretty impressive so far this year. Carmichael's 14, Monessen 8, another score we have. Looking to see who else we could add to our out-of-town scoreboard.
Well, a little update on the Mapletown-Jefferson game. It is now 7-6 in favor of Mapletown. So that one, about 12 minutes to go. They just started the second quarter. 12 minutes to go in the first half. Mapletown has the ball. But that one, Jefferson has had a lot of rough years in football lately, and they came out. They got that win against Waynesburg, which even though that's bumping up a class to play, single A to 2A, not that big of a feat because of the tough times Waynesburg has had. But they kind of caught their stride that week, and they're 4-2 on the year, looking to play sleeper maybe against Mapletown. As I say that, Mapletown I think is going to run in for a touchdown, and they do.
So, well, what do you know about that?
So they will have a bigger lead there at that point. They're still taking a look at our punter. So what I'm going to do is we're going to step aside again real quick and give our sponsors some time. I want to thank all of our sponsors here at the McGuffey Sports Network that are making these broadcasts and all of our broadcast possible. And we'll be right back here on the McGuffey Sports Network, powered by Air Raid Sports Shop, carried on the Triple Live High School Sports Network.
Jim Murray's Auto Service, located at 122 East Railroad Street in Washington, offers full auto repair, state inspection, emissions, brakes, alignment, tune-ups, oil changes, whatever ails your car or truck. Jim and his qualified team of mechanics can diagnose your vehicle issues and get you back on the road in no time. At Jim Murray's, you're not a service number. Jim takes the time to discuss your auto repair one-on-one before the work is started. Give Jim a call, 724-222-1350. Jim Murray's, professional service with personal small-town treatment.
Are you planning a holiday but need some assistance? Might be confusing, but here's a solution. Sky's the Limit Travel. Since 2014, Sky's the Limit Travel has been guiding travelers to their vacation destination. Whether it's a family or group vacation, luxurious or romantic getaway, Sky's Limit Travel is happy to assist. Also specializing in cruises and all-inclusive resorts. Sky's Limit Travel offers destination guides for the perfect vacation getaway. For more information, visit their website at skyslimittravel.net or call them at 724-413-3182. Sky's the Limit Travel. Lose yourself in the Caribbean. A Travelers Planner International affiliate.
Looking to earn fast cash for scrap metal and vehicles? Brookman Iron and Metals will pay you top dollar for unwanted scrap metal or junk cars. Since 1931, Brookman Iron and Metals has offered the highest market prices for scrap metal, from iron to brass to vehicles. Looking to recycle? Their local family-owned company will take any recyclable metal off your hands. In addition, you have easy access to their clean location to recycle without a hassle. Don't let recyclable metal materials take up your much-needed space. Use a roll-off container from Brookman Iron and Metals to provide you with a convenient solution for your recycling needs. Brookman Iron and Metals, located at 4 Race Street in Washington, 724-222-4260.
Accidents are unfortunate events and often cause stress and disruption in your daily life. Relax. Let Lombardi Auto Body help you get through this process of getting your vehicle back on the road safely and as quickly as possible. Open since 1984, Lombardi Auto Body is a family-run business that delivers the highest quality repairs with continued customer loyalty. Call Lombardi's first to schedule your free estimate. Lombardi Auto Body, 140 Highland Avenue in Washington, 724-222-3077.
Welcome back to the McGuffey Sports Network. We're still kind of paused here in the middle of our game. 30-0, the Highlanders on top, and the stretcher now coming out to tend to the punter, the junior punter, that is number 16, Jake Large. And he took a pretty bad shot there on that high snap, and he tried to run out of the back of the end zone before he was just tackled by about 3 or 4 different Highlander defenders. And as we said, the stretcher now coming out, so this is pretty serious. So our thoughts and prayers go out to him here from the McGuffey Sports Network, and hopefully the injury is not too serious. But it's very heartbreaking whenever you have to see the ambulance come out and tend to any of these high school athletes. I mean, especially in a game like this where McGuffey just has the upper hand here. We're not even a quarter of the way through the second quarter.
Yeah, it's one of those situations where obviously they're going to take every precaution that they need, and we hope that it is mostly because they want to just take precaution, and that he is not badly injured. So yes, well said there. We'll definitely keep their punter Jake Large in our prayers, and they will get him situated and get him to some medical care. We've been paying attention to the Wash High Stowe Rocks game, and we just get a text from Mr. Kern again that Stowe Rocks scored again, 28-0 there. And I don't know. I mean, my dad actually told me I forget. Somehow he watched Wash High. He made the comment to me that he's like, I think McGuffey, after seeing both of them play now, it might have been Waynesburg Wash High. He said, I think that actually, I think McGuffey has a shot against the Prexies. He's like, after seeing them both play. I was like, oh, interesting, because obviously he's seen Wash High, we haven't. And then last week they had that game where, it's a loss, and I made the comments like, there's no moral victories. It's not that. However, when you go toe-to-toe with a team like Stowe Rocks and you have a chance to win it, there's a lot you can learn from that. One of the things you learn is that you're a pretty darn good football team.
Absolutely.
Because that is a team that is right at the top of Class 2A in the WPIAL. And they went punch for punch with them. And as you were talking about how physical that game was, that too, just that alone, is going to build. And we see it right here tonight. That McGuffey defense is Physical's the word. Like, that's the word that you can use to describe them tonight. They are physical in every phase of the game. It's the line that's physical up front that's opening the ball for those linebackers, and when they get in there, they're physical, making the tackle, not missing. Defensive backs are physical, keeping the pressure on those wide receivers when they're out in coverage, and it's been so far. That's why the scoring right now, McGuffey has had one drive that came off of a punt. And that was Charles Wages returned that punt just across midfield, and they got the ball just inside Charleroi territory. Every other possession they've had tonight was either a blocked punt or off of two of the fumbles, and now they just had the safety off this next, and they're going to get the ball back on the free kick.
And, I mean, that's huge that they get the ball back on the free kick. But, I mean, to emphasize on what you're saying about physical being the theme the last 2 weeks now, but that's just what it comes down to. And you win the battle up front, you come out and you smack them in the mouth a little bit harder than they smack you. Obviously, you're going to get the upper hand, because what happens is it's more of a mental thought, because then it kind of comes in as to, well, now they're beating us. They have us beat because they're coming out harder than we are. And that kind of forces a team to stand down. And, I mean, that's kind of a hard thing to do. I mean, last week, you're going up against one of the tougher teams in Class 2A, and like, as you said, yeah, you go toe-to-toe with them. But McGuffey just smacked them square in the mouth, and you could see it. Stowe Rocks looked defeated a couple times throughout that game, as if that was all they had left in the tank, and it was just a couple bad breaks for the Highlanders that gave that one away. But still, it was just impressive.
Apparently didn't stick with them long, because they're feeling pretty good about themselves right now, I'd
obviously,
imagine.
yeah. And obviously that loss was short-lived. I mean, you get caught up in the moment. Yeah, it stings, it hurts, it burns. It leaves a nasty scar for maybe 8, 12, 24 hours. And then you just kind of tuck it away. You put it in a knapsack, and you throw it over the hill, and you forget about it. And that's exactly what they did. They forgot about everything that happened last week, because every week is a new week. Like, last week might have been their WPIAL championship, but this week, again, is like their WPIAL championship. Kind of paraphrasing what James Franklin said whenever they reunited the Penn State rivalry.
So you'll hear, if you can hear the applause from the stadium, they are now loading the punter, Jake Large, onto the ambulance there that's in the end zone down to our left. So getting him medical coverage. And then we'll be back here and back to action here pretty quickly, which will be a free kick by Charleroi. They'll be kicking off to McGuffey. Before we'll just keep it here. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you about Shale Pro again. Might as well. We have a few seconds. And Shale Pro Energy Services is the best-in-class natural gas service provider, and they are looking for new employees like you. Shale Pro offers a range of services across the region. They're currently looking for operators, roustabouts, and compressor operators to support their clients in Western PA. Working for Shale Pro doesn't only give you full-time local work, but they also offer paid vacation time, health insurance, dental and vision insurance, company match 401k, and several supplemental insurances. To apply, stop by any Shale Pro office or visit their website, www.shalepro.com. So, again, thank you to all of our amazing sponsors here on the McGuffey Sports Network. And tell you what, we do have time. So why don't you, we're going to step away anyways. We'll give some more of these amazing sponsors some time. We'll be right back here for that free kick by Charleroi.
Jim Murray's Auto Service, located at 122 East Railroad Street in Washington, offers full auto repair, state inspection, emissions, brakes, alignment, tune-ups, oil changes, whatever ails your car or truck. Jim and his qualified team of mechanics can diagnose your vehicle issues and get you back on the road in no time. At Jim Murray's, you're not a service number. Jim takes the time to discuss your auto repair one-on-one before the work is started. Give Jim a call, 724-222-1350. Jim Murray's, professional service with personal small-town treatment.
All right, back here for the free kick. Who do they got kicking off now? Is that Karenko? Trying to get a number here for you. They can either kick this off a tee or they can punt it. And is that 43 or 13? Well, we got a timeout by the officials while they sort things out. They're over there talking to the Charleroi coaching staff. Ambulance is still on the field. That is part of it. So.
And now the ambulance finally started to make its way off the field.
I don't think everybody knew that. I think that's including I can't see it unless I stand up. I can't really see that end zone, but from our vantage point here. But good thing they did notice it because that could have been disastrous. Having a vehicle still on the field. Certainly don't need that.
What was the game? Was that down in Dallas when the golf cart went haywire and took out some of the medical personnel staff?
That's right.
It just kind of went rogue across the midfield.
That's been a few years now, wasn't it?
Yeah. What was the other one? The old John Madden football games for like the Super Nintendo and the N64. The ambulance would come out if someone got injured. It didn't matter if the entire team was standing there. You just kind of saw the ambulance. It would just come busting through everybody. You'd see everyone just kind of scatter. I think somebody on YouTube actually made an ambulance montage from John Madden. Don't ask me how I know about it, but there's an ambulance montage from
People
John
have
Madden.
some time on their hands, I guess.
A little
they
too
will
much.
Put together anything. Speaking of time, when we resume here, there's 8 minutes and 1 second to go in the first half. The score is 30-0 in favor of the Highlanders. They have scored on all 4 of their offensive possessions, and now they just got the 2 points off the safety on that punt attempt by Charleroi. And so Charleroi will attempt the free kick here. We'll see how they do it because their punter was the one that was injured. So I would think if they have someone else who's doing the place kicking, that might be their opportunity. They have Taylor Ramsdell listed as their kicker, number 48. He's a junior. See if they opt for that. Update on that Mapletown Jefferson score. It was Mapletown 15-6 after the touchdown and the 2-point conversion. And Jefferson had the ball, and they were driving in Mapletown territory. So keep an eye on that one. That one a Tri-County South matchup. Our friends at Green Sports have that one on the video stream. Charlotte are going to head out here now to attempt their free kick. It is still 15-6 in that game. All right. So they will do it from the 20, but how they do it will be up to them. What are they doing?
I don't
know.
know.
Into halftime here, or what's going on?
What's going on? I'm a little bit confused as to what's happening.
Charleroi, are they leaving the field?
I'm a little bit confused. They're heading down to the locker room. I'm a little bit confused as to what's happening. Are they?
I don't know, folks. We will let you know here. Charleroi heading off the field. McGuffey still on their sideline, but are we going to just go to halftime? They started the half. Okay, so they are cutting to an immediate halftime.
Okay, that's a first I've ever seen that happen before.
That is the same here as a first for me. So
okay,
so we just got the announcement, the official announcement from the public address announcer that we are at halftime. So when we come back, it'll be halftime, and we'll give you a rundown on the first half of play. You're listening to the McGuffey Sports Network, powered by ARH Sports Shop, carried on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
Are you planning a holiday but need some assistance? Might be confusing, but here's a solution. Sky's the Limit Travel. Since 2014, Sky's the Limit Travel has been guiding travelers to their vacation destination. Whether it's a family or group vacation, luxurious or romantic getaway, Sky's the Limit Travel is happy to assist. Also specializing in cruises and all-inclusive resorts. Sky's the Limit Travel offers destination guides for the perfect vacation getaway. For more information, visit their website at skyslimittravel.net or call them at 724-413-3182. Sky's the Limit Travel. Lose yourself in the Caribbean. A Travelers Planner International affiliate.
Looking to earn fast cash for scrap metal and vehicles? Brookman Iron and Metals will pay you top dollar for unwanted scrap metal or junk cars. Since 1931, Brookman Iron and Metals has offered the highest market prices for scrap metal, from iron to brass to vehicles. Looking to recycle? Their local family-owned company will take any recyclable metal off your hands. In addition, you have easy access to their clean location to recycle without a hassle. Don't let recyclable metal materials take up your much-needed space. Use a roll-off container from Brookman Iron and Metals to provide you with a convenient solution for your recycling needs. Brookman Iron and Metals, located at 4 Race Street in Washington, 724-222-4260.
Accidents are unfortunate events and often cause stress and disruption in your daily life. Relax. Let Lombardi Auto Body help you get through this process of getting your vehicle back on the road safely and as quickly as possible. Open since 1984, Lombardi Auto Body is a family-run business that delivers the highest quality repairs with continued customer loyalty. Call Lombardi's first to schedule your free estimate. Lombardi Auto Body, 140 Highland Avenue in Washington, 724-222-3077.
All right, welcome back here to Cougar Stadium. We did get an official answer, and this one does make sense. So they had the ambulance here that did take the punter, Jake Large, to the medical facility, and they have to wait for the second ambulance to show up here at the stadium. So they are waiting on the second ambulance to show up, and so that's why they cut to the immediate halftime. Whether they're going to add those remaining 8 minutes of the second quarter on to the clock in the second half, we don't know. That would make the most sense. But either way, we are officially at halftime. Although, that being said, there's still maybe when we come back, there still might be the 8 minutes remaining in that second quarter. But we'll tell you the scoring to date so far. It's been all McGuffey all night long. They blocked a punt on Charleroi first offensive possession, got the ball to 32, and it took one play. It was a pass from McEwen to Tristan McAdoo. Philip McEwen's first touchdown pass of the night made it 7-0. And then a 22-yard run on their next offensive possession after a fumble recovery. Kyle Brookman took it out from 22 yards, and then they would get another touchdown in the first quarter, this time a 10-yard run by their quarterback, Philip McEwen, and it was 21-0 after one quarter of play. Second quarter, they would score again, this time getting the ball off of another fumble recovery, a 16-yard pass from Philip McEwen to Ethan Dietrich, made it 28-0, and the play right before all of this this came to a halt was a punt that was another high snap on the punt. Punter was tackled in the end zone and tackled by a few McGuffey Highlanders, and he was injured on that punt. So the safety resulted in the 2 points to make it 30-0, and then the injury took a while. They did have the medical team out there. The ambulance did take the punter off in the ambulance, so we're now awaiting the second ambulance to get here to the high school so that we'll have one on site and we can continue to play. But as of now, we're at halftime.
That's from what I understand, and that's what some of the staff in the press box was telling me. I wouldn't be surprised if they just go right into the third. It would be a little bit surreal, not even surreal for that matter. It would be a little bit different if they put the 8 minutes and 29 seconds back up on the clock to play out the rest of the second quarter and then go into another halftime.
Well, they won't take a halftime.
No, they would just go right into the third quarter. So that's what they might do. But anyways, yeah, it's halftime here at. I think we found the actual name of the stadium. And I don't mean to correct you here, but at Myron Patio Stadium.
Oh, okay.
The actual name of the home of the Charleroi Cougars here. And I guess right now what we'll do is we'll go ahead and send it over to Mr. Don Rebel for the Week 6 edition of the Trib Live High School Sports Halftime Show. And then when we come back, we'll go ahead and check the out-of-town scoreboard and see what else is happening around the WPIAL. We'll be back on the McGuffey Sports Network, powered by AR8 Sports Shop and carried exclusively on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Don, take it away.
Week 6 halftime show here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. We are now into the second half, closing in, getting that much closer to the stretch run, and then, of course, the district postseason in about a month. So good stuff, exciting stuff. And, of course, when you're talking postseason, you're talking in the past, the Highway to Hines. Well, we don't have that anymore. The March to the North Shore, Acroshore Stadium will be hosting 4 of the 6 championship games. Norwin High School in North Huntington will be hosting the other two. That's sort of been the routine since the sixth classification era. But this is the 20th anniversary. Now, if you do the math, you say, well, wait, first championships were 2001. This is 2022. Dawn, your math stinks, and that would be true. But Chris Harlan, the fact is, of course, 2 years ago we had no championships on the North Shore. So 20 years at the facility on the North Shore, Heinz Field, Acrisure Stadium, WPIAL championships, and just so many great games, so many outstanding performances. So that's sort of going to be our focus here on this edition of the halftime show. Some of the great players, some of the great performances in those 20 years.
Yeah, for me, when you think back on those 20 seasons of championships, one performance that kind of jumps out, it's just a bunch of them. One jumps out to me is Central Valley's Jordan Whitehead. 2014, he was there, led them to a win over West Allegheny. And I think really what sticks out, he had 3 touchdowns, but he had one later in that game. It was a 55-yard catch and run that was just an amazing one that showed, everything that Jordan Whitehead was and went on to be at Pitt and now in the NFL. One of those plays where he caught the ball and he slipped one tackler, ducked another, spun his way free and ran down the sideline 55 yards. To me, that one stands out, that performance, 3-touchdown game for him. And I think there's a history of that when you look back of some of the best players we've seen in Western Pennsylvania. When they get to that stage, a lot of them put up big-time performances at that stage. Some other ones immediately come back, Steve Breston, I think if you go back to 2001, that was the first year of the games at Heinz Field. He had over 200 yards rushing in a win over Central Catholic, a dominant win over Central Catholic. They kind of showed what Steve Breston was. Tyler Boyd had a 3-touchdown game his senior year when they in 2012, and that was win number 60 for them. They actually broke the WPL score consecutive games winning streak that year too with 60 wins. Robert Foster, another Central Valley guy, kind of sticks out. His sophomore year, I remember that 2010 year was the first year Central Valley was a team, and he came along and was a star sophomore and led them to kind of a surprising win that year over Montour. And he scored twice in that championship, had more than 150 yards from scrimmage. All guys who went on to big-time college, too.
Yep, I was there on the sidelines when Breston ripped off, I believe it was like an 85, 90-yard run early in that game against Central Catholic. Huge crowd, probably the biggest crowd that first year for that Woodland Hills Central Catholic game. One that stands out, a couple, Terrell Pryor, obviously, as well. It wasn't anything exciting as far as, games coming down to the last moment, but he had a huge game offensively and defensively in Jeanette's victory over Beaver Falls, which, by the way, is the last time Aliquippa did not play in a WPIAL championship game back in 2007. The 1-2 punch, I want to say it was 2008, 2009. Hopewell, West Allegheny.
Oh, absolutely.
Everybody knew about Russell Shell of Hopewell. All eyes were on him, but man, what a performance by Mike Caputo of West Allegheny, and those two just, it was like almost like a game. What am I trying to say? It's like a video game. The performances they were putting up.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, that number's here. It was amazing. We look back, 42 carries, 274 yards for Shell in a losing effort. That's what's amazing about that. He had 4 touchdowns, 274 yards, 42 carries, and Caputo left with the trophy that day. Mike Caputo, West Allegheny. But yeah, that 2009 game, 36-28, definitely, I think, there's a couple that have been great games over the years, some overtime games, but I don't know if in terms of just pure build-up and living up to the expectations, you can find a game that does more than that Hopewell West Allegheny game, because that was it from the whole season. People were waiting for that game, and it lived up to it.
That was one of the better games, no question about it. There were 3 overtime, or have been 3 overtime games. Central Valley beating Aliquippa in the 3A title game in 2019, the most recent. NA over St. Clair 11 years ago, 2011. This arguably one of the best games ever as well. Central Catholic, Gateway, the tremendous finish to that game to send it into overtime by Gateway, but Central Catholic prevailing by 1 in overtime, 35-34 in the 2007 Quad A championship.
Yeah, and for as much as I talked about Jordan Whitehead in that 55-yard touchdown that people at the time said might be, maybe the greatest play in championship history, I think Cam Sadler with Gateway, they might make a case too, because they ran the hook and lateral in the end of regulation to get that play, and they tied it up and sent it to overtime. They ended up losing in overtime because of a missed extra point, which is a heartbreaker. Central Catholic won that one in 2007, that 35-34 game. But, yeah, I mean, for Gateway to get back, I think they were down like 15 points with a minute left, pull off the hook and lateral, get to overtime. Yeah, that play there, the hook and lateral could be, I'm sure Gateway's going to argue that is the greatest play in Heinz Field history for Double Bill Championship.
Probably the best game I've seen, no question about it, because it was a great game up until those antics at the end. One, as we're winding things down, 5A, that's been the great thing about the expansion. The 5A championships since 2016 have been chock full of memories, great games down to the wire, including last year's Penn Trafford Moon game. How about the game where McKeesport, they were celebrating a championship against West Allegheny in the waning moments. They did the old Gatorade dump on Coach Miller, and as it turns out, West Allegheny made this amazing comeback and ended up winning the championship.
Yeah, the early Gatorade dump is never a good look.
No.
That one never works. That one never works.
It's always a bad thing, no question about it. So, again, 4A, 3A, 2A, and Class A this year, as the tradition continues, now Acrisure Stadium. 20 years of great memories, just scratching the surface here during this edition of the Halftime Show. Thanks to Chris Harlan. I'm Don Rebel. Enjoy the second half of the game. You're listening to Week 6 here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
You are listening to the McGuffey Sports Network, the voice of the Highlanders.
Your home for Highlanders football all season long. You're listening to the McGuffey Sports Network, powered by ARH Sports Shop. Hi, everyone. Zach Waters from the McGuffey Sports Network. Whenever your home or business decides to give you a headache, turn to the experts you can trust at McKean Plumbing and Heating, located at 468 West Chestnut Street in Washington. It is your source for plumbing, heating, electrical, and air conditioning. Whether it's a job for the do-it-yourselfer, a routine service call, or an installation, let the experienced staff assist with your needs. Call them at 724-225-6260 or stop in and visit them Monday through Fridays 8 to 6 and Saturdays 8 to 4. Plumbing, heating, electrical, or air conditioning, answer McKean. PA 9085.
Cold weather wreaks havoc on your vehicles. Dead batteries, flat tires, or simply locked out? Call McAdoo's Towing and Crane Services. McAdoo's offers roadside services, including fuel delivery, lockout assistance, jump starts, and tire changes, including 24-hour towing, recovery, hauling services for vehicles and loads of all sizes. Need crane service? No problem. McAdoo's is capable of 24-hour crane service and assistance with a fleet of 8 cranes. A family-owned and operated company since 1965. Why call just anyone when you can call a family you can trust? 724-484-7300. McAdoo's Towing and Crane Services. Their business is picking up.
Welcome back here to Charleroi, and you see the Cougars marching band out on the field right now. It's halftime. However, we're not sure exactly how they're going to adjust the time we get back, because we took a premature halftime due to not having the ambulance on site after the first one was used. So there was about 8 minutes left in the second quarter. I think 8:01 to be exact. When McGuffey had gotten that safety on the 30-0 lead, and and they cut to halftime, which made sense as far as from a efficiency standpoint and time-wise at that point. So we will see what they decide to do. I would imagine they would start with that time remaining in the second quarter, and then just run to the end of the half, and then do a full stop and kick off, have your second half kickoff. That would make the most sense, just to keep the flow of the game going, and by the rules for that matter, just because you have each team that allotted possession time based on opening kickoff, second half kickoff, and at that point though, it could be. I mean, McGuffey, if they do resume where they left off, it's going to be the free kick that they'll be receiving, and one more score is going to put them, if it's a touchdown, or it's going to put them above the 35-point threshold, and therefore into the mercy clock situation. But that doesn't start until the third quarter, so that would also play a factor in that as well. So we will see what they do. We honestly, we don't know. We're kind of along this ride with you folks, and if we get word into the press box, then we will, of course, let you know there. I did ask some of the McGuffey coaches out in the hallway here behind us, and they did not at that time have any official words. So if we do get that, we'll pass it along to you. But for now, 30-0 McGuffey, and there's a couple minutes left on that 20-minute halftime clock. And if we've got some updated scores, we can give you those as well. I saw it was 23-6 Mapletown over Jeff Morgan now, and Mapletown was driving towards the end of their first half.
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, we have some other scores to check here on the out-of-town scoreboard, and what we have: Peters Township blanking Moon 48-0. Ken McMillan 26, Baldwin 7 in the second quarter. South Fayette 14, Plum 6 at the half. Bell Vernon, the Leps really turning it on going into halftime. They're on top of Greensburg-Salem 44-7. Latrobe shutting out Ringgold at the half 28-0. Carmichael's 20, Monessen 16, and Thomas Jefferson slightly ahead over Trinity 24-10. Just some scores. Oh, Brentwood 13, Waynesburg 7. That one at the half.
It's like Mapletown just scored again right at the end of the first half. Scored a touchdown. They have the point after tipped pending, but they're currently leading 29-6 over Jefferson Morgan. So a lot of separation. That was a one-point game for a while. And Mapletown looking to go into unfamiliar territory at 7-0 if they were to win this game. And they are out in front in the Tri-County South
another
conference in Single A.
Another local team from the out-of-town scoreboard. Fort Cherry and Avella, that game being played down in Avella. Fort Cherry lead the Avella Eagles 28-0. See, there was another one I saw. Aliquippa, the Quips shutting out Blackhawk 41-0. That was at the end of the first quarter, but that was several moments ago, so can only imagine what the score of that game is.
Mm-hmm.
See what other scores. North Allegheny leading Mount Lebanon 7-0. Oh, we just had a check-in from our own Jason Kern. Stowe Rock shutting out Wash High 36-0 in the second quarter.
Yeah, that one, a bit of a surprise. So
a very big surprise indeed.
Not surprised so much that Stowe Rocks is winning, but by that amount, 36-0, we're talking about a mercy clock situation there in McKees Rocks, and that is not something that I envisioned happening at all. It makes that 6-0 loss that McGuffey took last week look very impressive at this point.
Who else do we have? Highlands leading Woodland Hills 24-7.
McGuffey's upcoming schedule. They will be back at home next week. Conference foe, a new conference foe, Keystone Oaks, will be in town at Highlander Stadium, and then another home game, the last one of the regular season, that is against South Park, That is a non-conference matchup. That's on the 21st. And then the final regular season game, they will head down I-70 to Wash High Stadium to take on the Prexies in that big matchup. And that one right now looks to have a lot of postseason ramifications because if Wash High, obviously they're in position to lose that game tonight, McGuffey in position to win this one. They're both going to have the one conference loss. Wash High, of course, and McGuffey meet the last week, but we've got the matchup between Keystone Oaks rather, and McGuffey that's going to be very big next week too. So yes, a lot of great football here down the stretch in this Century Conference. Keystone Oaks tonight. I mentioned they're actually in a non-conference matchup. They're taking on Hopewell tonight, and then so this is Keystone Oaks situation. They have the game against Hopewell, but then they jump right back into it. They come down to McGuffey next week. Then they are at home against Wash High, and then they've got Brentwood. Ooh. So that's a game that they should handle pretty easily. But two tough matchups between McGuffey and Wash High back to back. They will have Wash High at home. So, yeah, this is. I think this is all going to shake itself out in these last couple weeks. But I'm very curious to see how it all happens.
I mean, in going and still kind of talking about the Wash High Stowe Rocks game, you kind of have to feel bad for Wash High to an extent because could you only imagine how hard the practices must have been for Stowe Rocks leading up to this Wash High game?
Oh, after that last game.
After their 6-0 victory over McGuffey last Friday, I could only imagine how hard practice must have been for them to be laying it on Wash High the way that they are. And, I mean, for Wash High to be shut out right now, I mean, that's kind of saying something big, you know?
Yeah. I mean, it was one of those games, it was a slugfest. We talked about that, but the turnovers on both sides of the ball. Like, Stowe Rocks, obviously, with the type of offense that they run, they're able to afford a few turnovers here and there, and they obviously were able to overcome them with the victory. But they had a couple opportunities. As McGuffey had the two opportunities where they got inside the 10 then fumbled, but Stowe Rocks had a ton of opportunities where they seemed to be shooting themselves in the foot quite a bit on offense. So yeah, I would imagine their coaching staff probably ran some pretty rough drills last week.
That's what I'm kind of leaning towards. Yeah. But yeah, you hate for that to happen, but sometimes that brings out the best in a team, and
it looks like it's doing it tonight.
We're on both sides too. I mean, I can only imagine the type of practice McGuffey had after their 6-0 loss. I mean, I know my senior year at Trinity, we lost to Bell Vernon, and I need to give credit back. Jason, I'm sorry.
He told me that you make sure you give him credit for that.
I need to quote Jason Kern because he was the one who told me about Stowe Rocks having the rough practice, and apparently he's listening in, so sorry, boss. Didn't mean to borrow your words, but I kind of paraphrased it to make it my own. But
paraphrase, plagiarize. I mean,
I don't see any. I don't see any quotes, site dates, year, date. Come on, Jay. You got to work with this here, man. But no, I can remember a game against Bell Vernon, or not. Yeah, it was down at Bell Vernon. We lost 13-7, I want to say, and that entire week leading up to the West Mifflin game. Mm-hmm. We didn't get done practicing till almost 6 o'clock, I want to say, or 6:30. I mean, we were running to the ground, but it made us realize something after our loss that week, and we blew out West Mifflin on I think that was that was homecoming. That was homecoming my senior year. I remember that, and yeah, I mean, so yeah, sometimes hard conditioning and hard practices bring out the best in a team.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what. There's a couple minutes left here for the warm-ups for both teams, and after that break, we'll all find out what the situation on the clock and quarter will be when we return. So we'll step aside here on the McGuffey Sports Network, powered by Air Raid Sports Shop, carried on the Triple Live High School Sports Network.
Jim Murray's Auto Service, located at 122 East Railroad Street in Washington, offers full auto repair, state inspection, emissions, brakes, alignment, tune-ups, oil changes, whatever ails your car or truck. Jim and his qualified team of mechanics can diagnose your vehicle issues and get you back on the road in no time. At Jim Murray's, you're not a service number. Jim takes the time to discuss your auto repair one-on-one before the work is started. Give Jim a call, 724-222-1350. Jim Murray's, professional service with personal small-town treatment.
Are you planning a holiday but need some assistance? Might be confusing, but here's a solution. Sky's the Limit Travel. Since 2014, Sky's the Limit Travel has been guiding travelers to their vacation destination. Whether it's a family or group vacation, luxurious or romantic getaway, Sky's Limit Travel is happy to assist. Also specializing in cruises and all-inclusive resorts. Sky's Limit Travel offers destination guides for the perfect vacation getaway. For more information, visit their website at skyslimittravel.net or call them at 724-413-3182. Sky's the Limit Travel. Lose yourself in the Caribbean. A Travelers Planner International affiliate.
All right, welcome back, and we just found out the official word of what is going to happen here. So we are going to start in the second quarter where we left off. There was about 8 minutes left, and then we are going to run straight through third and fourth quarters. A couple stipulations, though. It is going to be a running clock the entire time. So we talked about the mercy rule coming into effect possibly if McGuffey to score again. It's going to start right away. They're going to start with that rolling clock right away, and then they'll go right into the third quarter and the fourth quarter, and those quarters are going to be 8-minute quarters. So it should things should go pretty quickly here in the third quarter. And, yeah, so that's where we're going to be, and you can see right now both teams back out on the field. So a little bit different night here tonight. It's got a bit different field, and once again, our thoughts and prayers are with the Charleroi player as he was taken to the medical facility there to be attended to, but they want to make sure he is okay, and it's kind of left a little bit of a different tone, a feeling around the stadium tonight, but they are going to get back to football here in just a few seconds. It'll be Charleroi kicking off with this free kick opportunity. Their place kicker, if they decide to kick it from the tee, is Taylor Ramsdell.
Now, not to cut you off.
43.
We did say it was going to be a running clock here in the second quarter, correct?
Yes, I said yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Yep. So they're announcing that right now. There's officially 3 8-minute quarters. I think there was 8:01 left in the second quarter, so it's pretty much where we left off. And we're just going to do 3 8-minute quarters with a running clock. So what's this number down here in this kicker? Is that Ramsdell? He's 48. No. So it is. Oh, that's Jake Large. So wait a second. Who was the punter?
I thought
was that Ramsdell? Okay, so I apologize to Jake Large and any of his family and friends if they were listening. I thought he was the punter that was punting tonight. He was listed as the punter. So it is going to be Taylor Ramsdell doing the kick. So we don't have an official word on who the injured player was. Who's listed on the punter slot here for us tonight on our roster is Jake Large, but we have no official word on who the actual injured Charleroi Cougar was, just to make that official. So Ramsdell's kick on the free kick is going to go end over end, taken by one of the up men at the 45, up over the 50, and that is Brookman. He's going to bounce it to the outside now across midfield inside the 40-yard line of Charleroi. Kyle Brookman there with a nice. So we had a late flag that came in there right at the end. The referee just tossed a flag right where he was tackled. I don't know if that was a face mask or not. Get the call here from the official. Clock is still running for us, and it'll continue to do so. Dead ball, personal foul, and it's on Charleroi. So the ball was going to be at the 38, but it'll be that minus 15. So Charleroi not helping themselves out here. It must have been some sort of late hit coming in there late on the Brookman tackle. They will walk off 15 yards starting at the 38. Charleroi is going to have to back up. Ball will be placed at the 23-yard line, so this is back like in the first quarter when McGuffey kept starting around the 30 or closer to the Charleroi end zone on their first couple possessions. This time they come out here under center. And man in motion's Dietrich. And they're going to give it to the second man, Brookman, and he is hit right away. So good penetration there by Charleroi. One of the few times tonight they've gotten in the McGuffey backfield, and Brookman tackled for a loss back outside the 25-yard line.
And obviously emotions are going to be running high for Charleroi after losing one of their players there. And they're going to come out with a bit of vengeance against this McGuffey team for injuring one of their own, I think.
So second down and a long 12. McEwen under center again. This time up the middle, it's Donnelly, the fullback. He gets across the 20 and carries a tackler all the way down near the 16-yard line. Still pushing and shoving after this, and cooler heads are going to have to prevail here soon. We can't have this. You don't really want it anymore at all, but you certainly can't have it after every single play. So official timeout. I think they're going to talk to both teams and say, basically, knock this off. They're going to bring in both sides and give them a little talking to.
Yeah, a little pep talk saying, hey.
I've had to do this with my kids a few times.
I think my father did it with me and some of my friends and even my sister at one point, even though my sister was younger than me.
Now, my success rate, I don't know about yours, but my success rate with my kids, it's not really, we're not really batting 1,000 on that. So the pep talk doesn't always work. But either way, this time that long run by Donnelly will make it a third and more manageable 3rd and 3. So he got 9 on that on the fullback dive. Clock's still rolling, and it will continue to once again. Officially the second quarter of play, but we're going to roll right into the 3rd and 4th as we go along. McGuffey leads 30-0. 3rd down. McEwen goes under center once more. Man in motion, and who's it going to? Dietrich up the middle, and he is hit, but he is going to fall forward, and he is very close. I think he's got a first down. They're going to mark him all the way down at the 11. That's enough to move the sticks. So good job there by Ethan Dietrich just to keep those legs churning and getting positive yardage for the first down.
I mean, it was nice, as you said. His legs were kind of pumping high. He knew the down and distance. He fought pretty hard to get that first down, and he gets up to, what is that, the 11?
A new tailback in on the right side. That is Ty Conklin. And this one's going to go up the middle to the fullback again. Not sure if that's Donnelly still in there or...
It is Donnelly.
Okay, so Donnelly on the carry.
Donnelly on the run that time, and he had a beautiful run for 4 yards up the center on the old fullback dive.
All right, they're going to put that at the 6. They gain a 5 will make it 2nd down and 5. They can still get a first down inside the 1 yard line, but pretty close to being 2nd and goal really here. It's again 30-0 McGuffey. McEwen under center once more. And Donnelly up the middle, the big fullback pushing everybody forward and breaks away for the touchdown. Eric Donnelly carries it in for from 6 yards out, his first touchdown of the night, and that makes it 36-0 Highlanders.
And just a simple fullback dive, and we've seen Ed Dalton go back that play time and time again. And Donnelly just kind of carried his momentum and a couple of Charleroi Cougars with him into the end zone, and the Highlanders extend the lead now. And here comes the kicking team for the point after attempt.
So that'll be Dylan Stewart handling the kicking again, and McEwen with the hold. They don't stop the clock for anything here. Like usually clock would stop for the score on the running clock, but right now it's just rolling. Kick by Stewart is up, and that kick is good. Yeah, with 3:15 to go. It is McGuffey 37 and Charleroi nothing. Right back here on McGuffey Sports Network.
Looking to earn fast cash for scrap metal and vehicles? Brookman Iron and Metals will pay you top dollar for unwanted scrap metal or junk cars. Since 1931, Brookman Iron and Metals has offered the highest market prices for scrap metal, from iron to brass to vehicles. Looking to recycle? Their local family-owned company will take any recyclable metal off your hands. In addition, you have easy access to their clean location to recycle without a hassle. Don't let recyclable metal materials take up your much-needed space. Use a roll-off container from Brookman Iron and Metals to provide you with a convenient solution for your recycling needs. Brookman Iron and Metals, located at 4 Race Street in Washington, 724-222-4260.
Welcome back here to Charleroi, and the kickoff by Dylan Stewart upcoming here from right to left. 3:14 to go in the second quarter. McGuffey now up big 37-0 after the Eric Donnelly touchdown. Kick is deep. Pellegrini back there inside the 10 takes it. Oh, he goes off his shoulder pad. It's into the end zone. He's going to pick it up and try to run it out, but they are going to say touchback off the muff. I think if he had that and fumbled it back, then had possession, then you can't, they wouldn't have called the touchback, but I think off the muff they gave him the benefit of the touchback.
I mean, and that could have been easily going the opposite direction because you saw the kickoff team just kind of barreling down. But then again, if it went out the back, it just would have been a touchback. But Charleroi takes over at their own 20.
So they will come out here with 2.5 minutes to go in the second quarter. Once again, if you're joining us, we had an injury in the first half that took quite a while, and then we took a pause to wait for the second ambulance to get back on site, and it took a premature halftime. So we're going to do rolling clock the rest of the way. Here's a run up the middle for Charleroi by their tailback. It was Lukac, I believe. It is. Lukac gets a nice gain, one of their better positive runs tonight. This one 3 yards for Charleroi. They have not been able to get anything going on offense, but that'll make it 2nd down and 7.
If I'm not mistaken, I saw number 54, Tyler Wright, making the stop for the Highlanders on that last play. Don't know if we see many different personnel changes. It looks to be the original starting defense still out on the field.
2nd down and 7, and there's the snap. They're going to go up the middle to Lukac again. He's tackling in the backfield for a loss this time. Back by the 21-yard line, which would make it 3rd down and 9. That time, good penetration again by McGuffey. They've been doing it all night long.
Connor Crow, Troy Falas, just to name 2. I think Donnelly was another one in there leading the charge. It's just a simple extent by the defensive line that's allowing the linebackers to just kind of fill in right behind them.
Clock winds down here to 1:10 to go in the second quarter. Shotgun for Karanko. He's got it. And up the middle again. No, he keeps it, and he's going to be dropped in the backfield for a loss. So that was Troy Falosk in there again, his second time making a big tackle in the backfield. And that will make it 4th down and very long. These punts have been the issue for Charleroi, among a lot of other things. But these punts, every time they've lined up the punt, the snap had been extremely high. It's Shields doing the snapping. Who's we have in here to punt now?
That's number 1.
Pellegrini.
Pellegrini, yep. And then calling the cadence for Charleroi is going to be number 44, Connor Lukac.
All right, they've got the personnel out there. This could be the last play of the half. There's a punt, and Pellegrini's going to run it. He's coming here to the near sideline. He's being chased. He's at the 20. The 25 cuts back inside the 30, and he's got the first down.
He does. Amazing.
As he gets across the first down there, and he does move the sticks, and that's the end of the first half. So I don't know if we're going to continue to go here, if they're going to switch sides. It should be a kickoff, and Pellegrini's slow to get up on that play. But he is back up on his feet. See what happens. I think do they have to kick off? It's officially going to be the third quarter, so I think normally you would have the kickoff, but this game, there's nothing really normal about how we're doing things the rest of the evening here tonight.
Nope, they're just...
They're going to start with 8 minutes. We see that on the clock. That much we know. We don't know possession-wise. It should be a second half kickoff by Charleroi. Unless they're going to treat it like a normal quarter change. But so well, we're going to have a lot of time to run some spots. Let's get one in here
Let's
now.
go
On the
for
McGuffey Sports Network, powered by ARH Sports Shop.
Accidents are unfortunate events and often cause stress and disruption in your daily life. Relax. Let Lombardi Auto Body help you get through this process of getting your vehicle back on the road safely and as quickly as possible. Open since 1984, Lombardi Auto Body is a family-run business that delivers the highest quality repairs with continued customer loyalty. Call Lombardi's first to schedule your free estimate. Lombardi Auto Body, 140 Highland Avenue in Washington, 724-222-3077.
Since 1988, Tri-State Designs has provided customers with the highest quality awards for all occasions. Conveniently located on Main Street in Claysville, Tri-State Designs features a full showroom with many examples of the various awards they offer. Trophies, plaques, ribbons, engravings, or maybe you need a custom order. No problem. Stop in or give them a call at 724-663-5346. Tri-State Designs, a trusted award shop and proud supporter of McGuffey Athletics.
All right, they are going to have the second half kickoff here. There's an 8-minute clock now for each quarter here. It's a rolling clock. And here is the kick by Ramsdell. It's going to go end over end, and that's Dietrich inside the 25. He's up over the 30, now outside to the 35, cuts inside of the 40, breaks another tackle as he gets across the 45-yard line. Nice return there by Ethan Dietrich. Gets it out to about the 47, which is where McGuffey will take over 1st and 10, and we'll see who they've got on offense now. That they have 37-0 lead here in this second half of play, and we're going to get a lot of new faces. We've got number 14 out there. Brennan Mullins is going in there. McAdoo's coming out, heading in for wideout. Number 80, Aiden Cunningham.
And it looks like number
Connor
8.
Crow is going to,
Yeah, Connor Crow is going to be taking over at the helm for this McGuffey offense, and he's going to come out under center.
All right. Romastan is one of the tailbacks there. And it's going to go up the middle to the fullback. Who do we got in there fullback now? That is Dylan Droboy. So Droboy back out there again. He's got 2 yards on the carry to make it 2nd down and 8.
And that time the linebackers for Charleroi just kind of filling right up inside that B cap. And they had an all-out blitz on. And they still only allowed Droboy to get 2 yards. So it brings up a 2nd and 8.
Right at midfield here. Connor Crow under center. And in motion, that's Conklin. They give it to him on the sweep. Can he get the corner? He's across the 50. We got a flag, and that one's going to come back as he does have enough for 1st down yardage. He's tackled out of bounds inside the 40, but I'm going to think that's going to be a hold in the backfield, and that'll bring it back.
I mean, it was a pretty blatant hold in the backfield, and that eliminates the 1st down.
See where they walk this off. And we'll put McGuffey back at their own 40-yard line. So that makes it 2nd down and 18 to go. Clock down to 6 minutes already.
See, what's interesting with Charleroi, though, is they come out with 3 down linemen. 1 linebacker disguised as a rush end there.
And they're going to pitch it to Romastan. And he's going to cut up the middle, gets a block, now bounces it outside, almost broke it free. He's going to get back to the original line of scrimmage back near, they're going to mark him at the 47. So it'll be 3rd down and 11, but a good job there, hard running by Nate Romastan.
And, yeah, bringing him down by the hairs on his chin was number 8, Noah Pletcher, the sophomore defensive back, and he was able to just kind of wrap around his legs and prohibit him from advancing just a few more steps, and I think he would have been going the distance.
All right, so 3rd down and 11. Connor Crow goes under center once more. And up the middle to the fullback, and just plowing forward was Droboy, and he gets across midfield to about the 48-yard line. That will make it a 4th down and 6. Crow is the punter for McGuffey, so we'll see if they decide to go ahead and just kick it deep.
Well, who's coming out? Number 14, Brennan Mullen coming out.
And it looks like they're just going to run a play here on 4th down. So 4th and 6. And jet sweep. Conklin again getting some blocks, and he's going to be tackled hard over here on the sidelines near the 48-yard line, right around the line of scrimmage. Maybe got a yard, but that will turn over the ball to Charleroi. On downs, they will get the ball out near midfield here. Good position for the Cougars to be in.
That was Moses DeLeese, number 3, who just made the hard tackle there on the sideline. And a great defensive stop for Charleroi. About halfway through the 3rd quarter. And that kind of maybe gives them a little bit of a spark. I mean, even though they're trailing right now 37-0, you have to try to look for some small little moral victories if you can.
Yep. So Charleroi's got the ball on their own 48. They'll start this drive. Karenko in the pistol formation. Got a man in motion. He's going to give it to his tailback, though, and that is going to go nowhere. Maybe a gain of 1 on the play. As DiPiazza on the 1-yard gain to make it 2nd and 9. The boss said to give Mr. Kevin Robinson props here. Said good job on running the scoreboard tonight too. You know, it is tough. It's like you need to grow a couple more hands. I think sometimes. Yeah, get all the cameras and then all the other buttons. But Jason wanted to make sure that we gave a good job. So yes, big thanks to Kevin Robinson with Isaiah Wings Video for bringing you all the video production this year here on the road at home. All right, so. Karenko in the shotgun again, 2nd down, gets it. And second man through is, no, they actually gave it to, that was to DiPiazza again, but he's going to get tackled for no gain.
And it looked like he was going to try to break it to the outside, but Dylan Droboy comes up from the linebacker position, kind of keeps him in check right before he gets to the midfield stripe. So they're still on their own 49-yard line, that Charleroi that is. And it brings up a 3rd and 8, so I guess they did give him 1 yard. First down marker for the Cougars is at the McGuffey 38.
2.5 to go here in the third, 37-0 McGuffey. Karenko gets a snap, and they try a jet sweep this side, and it's not going to give you enough to get the first down. Gain of a couple into McGuffey territory near the 48-yard line. That was Pellegrini on the carry. Brings up 4th down and 6.
I mean, if you're Charlotte at this point, I mean, why not? You have nothing to lose. Play clock's at about 25 seconds.
So they will bring in the play with Karenko from the sidelines. Clock winding under 2 minutes in the third quarter now.
I think they might just let this one kind of run down to the wire before they get it snapped off.
Play clock down to 3. Better hurry. They didn't get it off, but it was quick enough. And there's a pass for the first down to their tight end, and he will get tackled out of bounds inside the 40. So Shields gets another reception on the night. He had one early in the game for first down. This one will move the sticks down to the 39-yard line of the Highlanders.
Jacob Durbin, give him credit on the stop.
There's a flag in the backfield.
Oh, is this one going to come back?
The flag back by the 48-yard line of Charleroi.
Oh, chop block.
It's a clip. Now, chop block's with 2 hands. He said chop block, but chop block is when you go with when they motion with 2 hands below the knees. A clip was the old one. Now he just did chop block.
Yeah, so it was a chop block.
He gave the wrong signal the first time. They don't call clipping anymore, do they?
No.
It's like illegal block in the back. Yeah.
Yeah, we have to be technical.
Yeah.
I like the old slang terms, though.
Used to just be clipping.
Clipping. Low blow. I mean, you can't get any more plain Jane than that, I think.
All right, so that's a big penalty, not only to take away the first down pass, but makes it 4th down and 20, so they are going to punt this time. Pellegrini is awaiting the snap. And he's got it, and he wants to run with it again, and he is going to take it up near the 40-yard line, but well short of the line to gain, so McGuffey will take over there. First down and 10, and that will be our first play of the fourth quarter because time is going to run out here in the third. It's McGuffey 37, Charleroi nothing. We'll be right back here on the McGuffey Sports Network, powered by Area Sports Shop, carried on the Triple Live High School Sports Network.
Accidents are unfortunate events and often cause stress and disruption in your daily life. Relax. Let Lombardi Auto Body help you get through this process of getting your vehicle back on the road safely and as quickly as possible. Open since 1984, Lombardi Auto Body is a family-run business that delivers the highest quality repairs with continued customer loyalty. Call Lombardi's first to schedule your free estimate. Lombardi Auto Body, 140 Highland Avenue in Washington, 724-222-3077.
Since 1988, Tri-State Designs has provided customers with the highest quality awards for all occasions. Conveniently located on Main Street in Claysville, Tri-State Designs features a full showroom with many examples of the various awards they offer. Trophies, plaques, ribbons, engravings, or maybe you need a custom order. No problem. Stop in or give them a call at 724-663-5346. Tri-State Designs, a trusted award shop and proud supporter of McGuffey Athletics.
All right, welcome back here. 8 minutes on the clock here for the fourth quarter. It's McGuffey 37-0. Jason's trying to point out. He said, yeah, there's a difference between blocking the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is. That's not the point. The point is they don't call clipping anymore. I can't remember the last time I've seen a clipping called in a football game.
No.
They always go for the 10-yard variety of the illegal block in the back.
I mean, Jason, did that happen in 1994 maybe?
Maybe. I graduated in 92. It might have happened then. All right, here's a pass. That's Ely on it, the carry. He's across the 40 to the 35, and a nice run down to the 32-yard line, a gain of 8 on the play, so it makes it 2nd down and 2.
And he had a nice gaping hole that opened up on the left side, and he just kind of followed his blockers. And I thought he was getting the first down there at the 30, but he was stopped 2 yards short. But still, a great run by Ely. And I'll tell you what, he's been really up and coming here for this Highlanders squad whenever he touches the ball.
Yep. He shows a nice burst of speed there. 2nd down and 2. This time it's going to be keeping it with Connor Crow. He's got the first down across the 30, the 25, takes on the tackler himself who is being blocked and pushes everybody out of bounds inside the 15 down near the 13-yard line.
And it was kind of weird to see Cole Marucci just kind of going down with Crow. We go back to the replay here. See one man come up in motion.
Your button, yeah, it is pushed. All right.
Trying to get it to work here.
Telestrator. It's not quite. There we go.
There we go.
It's following him down the field.
He follows him down the field, and you see him just kind of take him out right there. And he gives him a little tap on the helmet afterwards.
Yeah, it was the man was being blocked, and Crow said, "Here, let me help out with that block."
And all he
took
did was just
action.
kind of dump his shoulder down into him.
Timeout here by Charleroi. While they're taking that timeout, I'll tell you about Chapman Corporation. They're located in Washington, PA. Chapman's been providing industrial customers with civil, mechanical, and electrical construction services for 70 years. In addition to their construction skills, they also offer pipe, metal fabrication, as well as engineering capabilities. Their customer base consists of clients in natural gas, power, steel, chemical, and glass industries. That's Chapman Corporation in Washington, PA. First down and 10 at the 13-yard line. Crow under center. He pitches it, and up the middle is Wagers, and he gets across the 10 and then runs into some tacklers as he pushes down close to the 7-yard line. Charles Wagers on the carry there. So fourth quarter is going to be a continuous clock. It also started at 8 minutes. Once again, a little unorthodox. We had the injury stoppage in that first half and had to wait a while, but by that point the game was kind of out of hands. I think both coaches agreed to this new format to finish the game tonight. Second down, and it's going to be Crow. No, he gives it to the fullback and up the middle and into the end zone for the touchdown for McGuffey.
Yeah, who came up with it?
Who do we got out there? Is that
we go back to the
That's
replays.
Dylan. No, that's not. That's not the play. Who was that? Oh, they're going to place it at the 2. So it wasn't a touchdown, but that was Hunter Hayes.
Hunter Hayes.
Yeah,
He just
nice
tries
carry by
to-
Hunter. He's in there at fullback right now. And they will go from first down and goal at the 2. Up, God, that was Hayes again. This time, Charleroi had a lot of guys sniffing that fullback dive out, so he will be stopped for no gain and bring up a second down and goal.
Yeah, it looked like they had one. Looks like they had 6 stacked inside there on that last one.
All right,
Well,
there we go again. Second and goal rather from the 2. This time they pitch it. It's Malachi Ely into the end zone from 2 yards out for the McGuffey touchdown, and that makes the score 43-0 Highlanders.
Just a quick little toss sweep. He takes it up inside the B gap. And Malachi Ely with a touchdown here in the fourth quarter, and the Highlanders extend the lead as they come on for the point after attempt. And it looks like the kicking duties this time, the holder is going to be Emmett Wolf, and the kicker for McGuffey, Josh Plants. He's an offensive lineman.
And that kick is up, and the kick is no good. It went wide to the right, so with 4 minutes and 50 seconds to go on the regulation time here tonight, McGuffey now leads by a score of, it should be, they have 42 up there, but wasn't it just 37-0? Touchdowns are worth 6. And last time I checked my math skills, 37 plus 6 is 43. So they say 42. I think it should be 43-0.
You're right, it is.
Anyways, we'll be right back here on the McGuffey Sports Network, powered by Heritage Sports Shop, carried on the Triple Live High School Sports Network.
Since 1988, Tri-State Designs has provided customers with the highest quality awards for all occasions. Conveniently located on Main Street in Claysville, Tri-State Designs features a full showroom with many examples of the various awards they offer. Trophies, plaques, ribbons, engravings, or maybe you need a custom order. No problem. Stop in or give them a call at 724-663-5346. Tri-State Designs, a trusted award shop and proud supporter of McGuffey Athletics.
All right, so like I said, the scoreboard says 42, but unless touchdowns became 5 points with this new clock format, then it's 43-0. But here's the run back by Charleroi. Now we've got some space. Can he get by him? It is Pellegrini. Looks like he's going to take it all the way for Charleroi. They will finally get on the board with 4.5 minutes to go in this game. Pellegrini takes that kickoff all the way back, and Charleroi now on the board 43-6 with the point after attempt coming up.
And that gives Charleroi something to cheer about at least. At least they don't take the goose egg here at Myron Pontiac Stadium tonight. But Pellegrini just kind of kicked on the afterburners and went the distance. And he gets the Cougars on the board late in this contest.
And we have a timeout on the field. It's, I think, probably a personnel thing. Coach Dalton wanted to make sure he had the right guys and everybody out there. So we'll take that timeout with McGuffey. We come back for the point after attempt for Charleroi. It's 43-6 McGuffey on the McGuffey Sports Network, powered by Area Sports Shop, carried on the Triple Live High School Sports Network.
Alexis Family Dentistry is a full-service general dental practice offering comprehensive dental health care service in a friendly, relaxed atmosphere. Dr. Alexis, a McGuffey graduate, is inspired to make patients her priority by working together for your healthier smile. Her goal is to help you relax and address all your questions and concerns. Your individual treatment plan is crafted to fulfill all your dental health needs and to reach your goals for a beautiful and healthy smile. Call Dr. Alexis today at 724-470-9750 to schedule your appointment. Dr. Alexis, a proud Highlander supporter.
All right, back after the McGuffey timeout, and point after attempt coming back after Charleroi finally gets on the board tonight with their first score. It was a kickoff return for a touchdown by number 1 Gianni Pellegrini. And this is Ramsdale out here for the point after attempt. The snap is down, the kick is up, and the kick is good. So with 3:52 remaining on the clock, it is 43-7 in favor of McGuffey. We're back here on the McGuffey Sports Network, powered by Area Sports Shop, carried on the Triple Live High School Sports Network.
Hi, this is Rusty Pettit with Cruise Planners. We're a full-service travel agency, and we can help you plan your next cruise, a vacation to an all-inclusive resort, a destination wedding, a honeymoon, or taking the kids to Disney World. It would be our pleasure to help you and your family plan your dream vacation. Visit our website, www.rocktheboatcruiseandtravel.com, or call me, Rusty Pettit, at 412-770-6511, and let's start planning.
Welcome back here to Charleroi, and once again, the reason our clock says, or our score says 43-7 is because McGuffey was leading 37-0 and then scored a touchdown. So that should have made it 43. I don't know why they only put 42 on the board. And then Charleroi scored, so that's why they have 42-7. We have 43-7. Our number's right. I don't care what they say.
Yeah, our number.
And I honestly don't know, but I'm curious to see how's it going to end up in the paper tomorrow, because the scoreboard says 42.
Check the OR, check the trib, check the post, see what's going to happen.
Yeah. All right, so Ramsdale has it teed up here for the Cougars. It will kick off. The low liner, and it skips up and is picked up there by McGuffey and running up over the 20 to 34. I think that was Droboy there.
Late flag coming into play too.
Yeah, flag back out. There's two of them. They're out by the 42-yard line.
Is this one going to be a holding call against McGuffey? No, it's a holding call against. Whoa. At first he pointed to Charleroi, then he turns around and pointed back to say no. Holding against McGuffey. So that's going to pin the Highlanders back.
The only thing would be, I'm trying to think, did he didn't miss, did Dylan Stewart miss any of their extra points?
I don't believe so.
Okay, well, all right. All right, so here we go. First down and 10. McGuffey at their own 15 after the penalty is marked off. Man in motion's Conklin. They give it to him on the jet sweep. Tries to get around the corner, and he does. He gets across the 15 to the near the 20, and he goes out of bounds right there. That is a gain of 4. And so And a penalty on that play is going to mark him back even further, and that puts it all the way back at the 11. So McGuffey kind of hemming it in. Was I right on the clock? Was I right on this?
Well, people make mistakes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I just want to.
I corrected. He was like, they missed the extra point. I said, but last time I checked, 37 plus 6 is not 42. He's like, oh, you're right. I'm like, hey, I get it. It's been a long day. It's been a lot happening. I get it. He's like, you were so right. Thank you so much. So finally got the right score out on the official scoreboard.
Well, we got flags galore out here. And I guess this is when it's really good that it's a rolling clock, because that clock is not stopping. This is the third play in a row with a flag on it. We'll get the call on this one. The last two have been on McGuffey. It looks like this one might be as well.
A little bit of laundry being left out on the field, huh?
Yeah. I told you I was right.
Did I doubt you? No, I never doubted you for a second. Come on, Ricky, you know that.
It might be the only time this week that I'm right, but
listen,
even the broken clock is right twice a day.
It is. I mean, just remember, it's always 5 o'clock somewhere.
It is. And speaking of, we're down a minute 30, but with all these penalties, it's on McGuffey again. So, and wow, that was offsetting. So, all right, so
redo play.
We'll just redo it. Still going to be first and long or second and long. I don't know. The yardstick says, the downstick says first down. But we may only get one more snap here tonight.
Oh, now they stop the clock. Whoa.
A minute 10 to go. The ball's on the 13th. So personal foul on both teams. Dead ball fouls. So it is going to be officially second down. Minute 10 on the clock, and we will get one, maybe two more snaps out of this.
They're going to hurry up and try to get as many as they can.
And at quarterback here for McGuffey now is number 10. And that, I think that's Reedy. And we have a carry up the middle. That was Hunter Hayes. He gets the ball out across the 20 and is going to get it all the way out to the 24. So nice carry there by Hunter Hayes. And we might have one more snap here for McGuffey. Yeah, I think we discovered a couple weeks ago that is the road jersey for Dakota Reedy, instead of being 16, is number 10. I think we found that out.
Mm-hmm. It is Dakota Reedy. Yep.
All right, so third down here for the Highlanders, probably the last play of the game. And it's on the jet sweep coming our way around the 25, tackled as he gets out near the 27-yard line. That was number 24, Dan Fermanic. So Dan Fermanic on the carry, getting into the action, and he got a first down for McGuffey, but clock will wind down, and that will do it. Your final score here tonight from Charleroi, McGuffey 43, Charleroi 7. We'll be right back here to wrap things up on the McGuffey Sports Network, Powered by Area Sports Shop, carried on the Triple Live High School Sports Network.
Hi, everyone. Zach Waters from the McGuffey Sports Network. Whenever your home or business decides to give you a headache, turn to the experts you can trust at McKean Plumbing and Heating, located at 468 West Chestnut Street in Washington. It is your source for plumbing, heating, electrical, and air conditioning. Whether it's a job for the do-it-yourselfer, a routine service call, or an installation, let the experienced staff assist with your needs. Call them at 724-225-6260 or stop in and visit them Monday through Fridays 8 to 6 and Saturdays 8 to 4. Plumbing, heating, electrical, or air conditioning, answer McKean. PA 9085.
Hunters, it's almost that time of year again. And when gearing up for your next hunt, visit ARH Sports Shop. ARH Sports Shop has proudly served the tri-state area as your local sportsman store for over 25 years. Locally owned and operated, they specialize in new and gently used shotguns, handguns, and rifles. Instead of waiting in long lines at major big box stores, purchase your hunting license from ARH with fast, friendly service. For more information, visit their website at arhsportshop.com or visit them at 4174 Route 40 in Claysville across from Sunset Beach. Open Monday through Friday 10 to 5 and Saturdays noon to 4. ARH Sports Shop, a proud supporter of McGuffey Athletics.
Welcome back here to Charleroi. Final score, McGuffey 43 and Charleroi 7. And we had that premature halftime. We gave you the rundown to there. It was 30-0 at the time, McGuffey. The action after that, when we picked up in the second half, we picked up with 3 8-minute quarters with a running clock. McGuffey would score on a 6-yard touchdown run by Eric Donnelly, and that made it 37-0. And then they would kick off. We had the next touchdown. Actually, when it was 37-0, they got one more touchdown. That was a run by. Now it's losing me because I didn't write it down. Who got
the short 2-yard run down here?
It was, and that was Malachi Ely. I'm sorry, yes.
Malachi Ely on a toss sweep
yes.
to the left side.
No, I do have it written. It's right there in front of me. Yep. Malachi Ely, a 2-yard run to make, and they missed the extra point there to make it 43-0. That ensuing kickoff was returned all the way for a touchdown for Charleroi. Only score. That was Gianni Pellegrini taking it to the house for them. They would miss the extra point, and that made the score 43-6. So. They got the extra point, made it 43-7. So I'm all out of sorts today. 43-7 your final.
I think it's just that type of a day for everybody.
Yeah, it just kind of threw us off. But we do thoughts and prayers go to the Charleroi player that was injured in the first half. We did not get an official name on who that was, but they, from what we've heard, they took him to the medical facility to be evaluated. And we will be back on the air next week. Girls soccer on the 12th, boys soccer on the 13th, and we're back on for football here at home next week against Keystone Oaks in a big matchup between Keystone Oaks and McGuffey. Stay tuned tonight if you want to catch all the action. Go to the Trib Live High School Sports Network scoreboard show later tonight. And until then, though, for Zach Waters and Mr. Kevin Robinson, I'm Rusty Pettit saying have a great weekend from the McGuffey Sports Network, powered by Air Raid Sports Shop. Final score, McGuffey 43, Charleroi 7.